Thank you, Titi.
Is there anything else that we need to finish up on? I don't think so, is there?
I didn't ever figure out what my new experience was, but
Ah, to be decided, I see.
yes,
Um, if you want,
so
I mean, we can go over to this one, rules and handouts, I think. That's the right one. I mean, here's some experience examples if you want some of them. Let me see if I can recommend you one. If anyone else wants some assistance, just let me know. I
That's
think
okay.
you've got just trying to help, and you've got Law of the Jungle. So you've got one that's kind of like nature as well as like understanding survival. You've got one that's kind of like social.
Yeah.
I would say have one that benefits like something that you a session recap from me quite yet. That was just because it's been a pretty hectic week, especially it being away for the majority of it, trying to help out at weddings and stuff. And then I've got another one coming up, but it's only for one day, so I'll be back Thursday, and then I'll be back to work as usual then, so I'll be able to do all my editing and session recap stuff. But let me put this on and let's go into this, shall we? How do I do that? There we are. Welcome back, everyone, for another episode or another session of Heartburn, the original Daggerheart adventure that I've been trying to craft as we go. Which one of you wonderful people would like to do a recap, if you're ready, that is, would like to do a recap of what happened last time on the adventure?
I have something that I wrote up that we could use.
Yeah, go
Excellent.
ahead.
That is, I think that's maybe the fastest anyone has ever volunteered
It's just
to
I
do
just
a recap.
I sat down after the last session. I'm like, this is what I'm going to do. And it just flowed together itself. Anyway, she's writing a letter back home. Dear Dagash, by now you've heard of the spectacular crash of the Flying Swine. Please let my family know that I am fine and currently at the hotel in Harvington, about to meet with the town councilors. You were right about my worries about finding companions. They were baseless. I have three new friends: Lyra, a fairy; Phil, a ribbit; and Sylvain, a member of the catfolk. Sylvain is quite the most formidable of us all, as he's twice my height, has a lovely white and black tiger coat, and is very quiet. Honestly, I find him a bit terrifying. There's no reason for that, as he was quite understanding of Lyra's difficulties. Oh, I can't go into that, as it's not my story to tell, but she has been run a bit ragged by her duck, Sir Quacksworth. Sir Quacksworth is one of the most undisciplined pets I have ever had the pleasure of meeting. I am hoping to instill some manners into that bird by playing up his title so I can be disappointed that a knight would behave so. I hope I don't upset Lyra. That leaves Phil, who works in security and has access to his own supply of poison. Phil and Sylvain are quite good shots, and Lyra has been helpful, very helpful, in situations we've been thrown into. What situations? Well, Cogsworth was kidnapped by some purple metal person who was the cause of the crash. Oh, please let Capian know I did not get a chance to speak with Cogsworth, and I will try again if possible. Anyway, that purple person caused the ship to crash. I survived, still in my wolf form, and after reuniting with my friends, Lyra got information from a squirrel about the survivors being in the cave. I sniffed at the cave entrance and smelled an ogre, some wolves, and rats, but no burning flesh or blood. We were all feeling a bit drained, but we didn't want our fellow survivors to be ogre food. So I positioned myself just beyond the cave opening, hoping to draw them wolves out. Phil was up in a tree, Sylvain on top of the cave, and Lyra and that duck off to my side. I howled a nice hello and waited. Three dire wolves came out, and they were not impressed. Oh, stop laughing. I didn't know that dire wolves had such a nasty temper. I tried to supplicate them, but of course those nasty canines turned on me. Lyra sent Sir Quacksworth to distract them, and Phil shot one. That one had just gained a personal quarrel with Phil, so he took off to bite him instead. So only two attacked me. Second I had a chance, I ran away and hopped onto the shipwreck. I saw the power crystal was unstable and dangerous, so I hopped off heading toward the woods. Those three direwolves took the brunt of the explosion, with one dying and the other two hightailing it into the cave. Phil and Sylvain took care of them. By then I was a nervous wreck, and I sat down right there and made myself a tea. We were all catching our breath when the ogre came out crying about how we had killed his pets. Poor ogre. He really didn't stand a chance, but I did let him know that keeping vicious pets was not acceptable. With nothing but rats left in the cave, we headed in. We found the survivors at a campfire, and fortunately, one of them was the captain. He said they came in to save the crew member with the flare gun that had been taken by the wolves. He had scouted around a bit and was able to take us to the ogre's fire pit. The dead crew member was lying there, and fortunately, the flare gun was undamaged. Once outside, we signaled for the dragons. There were enough to take all of us back to Harvington. There is some talk of rewarding us for the safe return of the survivors. Oh, don't you worry, Dagash. I will send my tithe to the Elder Council here in Harvington. I'm not sure what's ahead, but I suspect we will try and find Cogsworth. I'll write when I can. Lauren.
Well, that is one of the most detailed and I think personal recaps that I've ever had any of my players create. That was it. If that's a long letter that you want to send over towards me, I'll absolutely like to do a response and try and copy the accent. I do declare as much as I can.
So you want a
It's like a
copy of it?
if you want, like if you
Oh,
want a
okay.
response from them, you said it's a letter that you're sending off.
Oh,
So
yes.
if you
Okay.
want someone to write back
Yeah. Okay.
towards you,
That makes sense. Sure.
and I have
I
to practice. It's like a New Orleans sort of accent, sort of.
it's whatever Southern comes out of my mouth.
I got more like
Sometimes
New
it's stronger
Orleans.
than
Like
others.
I was thinking, yeah, that's how I got from it anyway.
Well,
I'll have to
if if
practice. After
if it's Degash writing back, he might not be Southern, so you have that
he
option too.
he may not be, but I also really want to do that accent. I
Oh,
have to rewatch Streetcar Named Desire. It's
okay.
Blanche.
I've heard your range of accents, Joey.
I always
Okay.
depend on the kindness of
Yeah.
strangers.
My favourite is a certain bard when you can't keep his accent.
Alrighty, that was fantastic. Yes, after everything turned a bit to hell, and after having Gallowgear appear and teleporting our dear friend, or some of your dear friend Cogsworth, away,
Excuse me.
the crash of the Flying Swine heading into Bluebell Wood, and then having to essentially either search around for survivors, finding a very unstable arcane crystal, speaking to a certain squirrel that gave you a good amount of information about the area and the fact that there was an ogre as well as 3 wolves inside of the cave. That survivors had gone inside after one of them tried to shoot a flare gun but was unsuccessful as they were dragged in by the wolves, needing to rescue both the person dragged away as well as the flare gun themselves in order to signal where exactly they were in the wood. They went inside. You arrived later, and in deciding we're not going into the cave, it's too dark, let's call them out. You were able to do so effectively. We had our frog posted up in a crow's nest, or may literally be a crow's nest, who knows what was in that tree, and after evading a lightning strike, was able to take a couple of shots, but being unsuccessful in the beginning, but eventually managing to get their eye on target. The arcane crystal exploding, wiping out the wolves, and then eventually facing off against the ogre after a short rest. You were then able to go inside, the rats now being all terrified of you as you were covered in ogre musk. Then, finding the survivors inside, managing to get hold of the flare gun as well as a couple of other goodies, you signaled into the sky, found some extra loot that was wreckage or salvage from that exploded survivor, basically emergency ship, one of the smaller ships, the life ship. Getting a couple more goodies, and now being called back. You have been asked, or rather, you've been brought back into Harvington Council in order to speak to the High Council there, as they have some questions. Is everybody ready to begin?
Woohoo.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
In that case, let's go into the world, shall we? After being escorted, let's see if that will lose that. There we go. Can you all see?
Yes.
Following the rescue from the cave, you were brought back to Harvington and immediately taken to Harvington House of Policy and Warfare, where the High Council is kept and where a large amount of decisions, not for all of Rosso, but at least for Harvington, are made. You find yourself in a grand room with these stone gargoyle imps in front of you that occasionally will become animated with magic, flapping their wings occasionally and then repositioning themselves in place. You are with, actually, not all of you. Are you all there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You're
Are
missing
all of you
Lauren.
here? I don't think. Yeah, we're missing one. There you are. I thought it was a bit on. There we go. Should all be up to see now. Inside here, you find yourself in a very, very difficult, decadent hallway with enormous grandeur let me get my words right. Enormous doors of significant grandeur. They appear to be made of soaked dark hardwoods inlaid with gold. And in front of them, you see this figure here. They introduced to you. They introduced themselves. My words are terrible today. I do not know why. Oh, there's
I
two of you.
am.
There you are.
I'm on the other token, not the one that you put in there.
There you
So I
go.
couldn't see when you put me in there. So maybe that was the problem last time. 'Cause I
Yeah, it
kept
always
doing
goes to the top left for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why. Hasn't been anything I've changed to your character sheet. In front of you, you see a small halfling who immediately comes to introduce himself. He has tiny round glasses, quite a fanciful looking uniform. This leather coat of such that, and a very, very high top button done all the way up. They are well groomed and they have a rather snooty expression onto their face. Upon recommendation of Captain Barnaby here, and considering your great bravery, you've been requested by the High Council for trust. They have questions they wish to ask you, and they are looking for answers. Due to the recommendation by Captain Barnaby, we trust that you will be the right people to ask. There were many people on that ship with significant sums of money and significant relationships. We've asked for you, knowing that your connections are not as strong. You are unlikely to have been bribed and unlikely to have ulterior motive. And so that is why you have been brought here. You will be meeting Lord Velax Darkthrash, chairman of the Council of Harvington and owner of the expansive Darkthrash estate. You will also be meeting with Baroness Highstone, head of the Treasury and overseeing all mercantile issues within Harvington. And finally, Grick Marshur, former colonel of the Mithrilian Empire Navy, now defecting, and a military advisor to Lord Velax Darkthrash. Please be as respectful as possible. They will respect you as you should respect them. We are expecting very great things from you. As Lord Velax's advisor, my name is Theodore Thimblewright. I will be taking notes. Turning around to essentially open, well, before you go in, he asks, do you have any questions before we enter?
I think you got the wrong fairy. Are those doors open? Can I go?
Unfortunately not. You have to be here. You have been requested by the High Council.
You definitely have the wrong fairy here. She waves a hand like it's going to do some magic and...
Is this the case, Captain Barnaby? He shakes his head and looks over and says, oh, that's the one that helped.
Why is she forced to to participate in this meeting if she does not want?
Because this is a matter of national security. We want to know, or they want to know exactly what happened, and we need as much information as possible. You were there at the scene, and you may have crucial information. You will be rewarded for this, and the meeting will not be long. If there's anything you don't want to reveal, you are not under arrest. But any information that you share may save many lives. That's why we urge you to stay here. At least hear them out. You do not have to answer any questions. If you choose to keep to yourself, you may keep it to yourself. But for
I'm
the
gonna whisper
moment,
to Lyra.
I turn. Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
Uh,
Everyone's talking at once. Let's go through. Michael, what do you want to say first?
I'm gonna whisper to Lyra, I can show you how to hide, especially behind that guy. And I'm pointing to Cervante. It shouldn't be a problem. Council won't even see you.
So you point to me, I shake my
Yep.
head, and I say, to you, Lyra, is that okay for you if you don't have to say anything? You have just to be with us.
I ain't got much of a choice, but I'll find the nearest window to escape when I want to. Although saying that, looking to Mr. Quacksworth, you can cause as much commotion as you like in there. I'm sure there's lots of fancy things for you to look at. There's also fancy people in there.
Mr. Quacksworth adjusts his feet accordingly and then like prunes his feathers and turns and begins to like do that. I don't know what you call it, the clipping bit where their bill just goes like that. To readjust some of their white feathers, ensure they're looking as pristine as possible, and then they adopt an ear or air of nobility like a swan would, trying to crane their neck up as high as possible.
We got a distraction.
Okay. If there are any no other questions, I just realised I'm doing a Keir Starmer voice. I didn't even mean to, but like, if there are no other questions, then we shall enter. Opening up the doors, the halfling goes, and with quite a heavy shove, like Lapton actually has to put quite a lot of effort into this. The doors open up to reveal a grand chamber. Theodore heads over to here and then quickly runs around to go directly next to a tiefling in a exquisite looking outfit, a blue and gold long coat, as well as white ruffles and a plain white shirt that seems to be of exquisite material. You see to the south there is a dwarf with a gold headband on, quite fair, reddish brownish looking hair that forms into two ponytails, as if it's like minotaur horns or goat horns that come down just over her front, and the way the formation that goes. They have what seemed to be a jacket of brown with gold lapels onto it. And they hold onto many, many rings on their fingers. And finally, to the north, you see it appears to be an orc also wearing quite a large, like, trench coat with a purple collar and tie and a cream white shirt. You can see that there are heavy, heavy muscles that lie just beneath all their clothes, and it seems quite a tight fit. There are 4 elite guards stood around this enormous table, to which you see there is this flaming portal of strange magic on the top of it, as if it's some sort of mirror that can project information through, or potentially contact others and attempt to scry. This strange fire can also be seen to the north and the south. Or to the north, you can see windows that seem to be on fire themselves. Gates to doors that are just ablaze currently. To the south, you see a series of strange-looking tomes and books, and odd altars with figures that you do not recognize onto it. There are decadent pieces of art all around you. The tiefling is sat on the most prominent chair of them all. Is that your dogs? And then
Sorry.
it's okay. I was just wondering what it was. I wasn't sure if it was a person or not. And then the other 2 are sat on slightly smaller chairs. As you enter, I tried you, well, if you are entering into the room, as well as let's bring Captain Barnaby in. Theodore Thimblewright goes, introducing Captain Barnaby of the Flying Swine ship. And looking over towards the names or the invitations onto the Flying Swine itself, there is Lauren of the High Druids, Selvane, Lyra of Bluebell of Peacock Forest. Oh my god. I don't even know where the frog has gone. And Phil, name rest redacted. And as the duck, Mr. Quack sort of leaps onto the table and then begins to like waddle closer. However, you see that whilst the guards begin to like move, you see like the tiefling just raises a hand and they immediately like go back at ease. And he stands up to meet you all. Welcome, everyone. I apologize for dragging you into here. I know that you must have had quite a difficult time. Such a tragedy to occur to that flying airship. That truly was going to be a miraculous invention, and for all of it to end so terribly. I'm sure that you all wanted to get a good amount of rest, but I do need answers. And you seem to be the most impartial members that we could find on that list. And upon recommendation of Captain Barnaby, I have some simple questions that I hope I can get some answer to, and perhaps we can figure some of this out together. I do not wish to waste any of your time. So let me move on to the questions rather quickly. If you would entertain myself, Lord Velax Darkthrash, tell me, what happened?
Oh, that's the wrong one. Where's the quack?
If I may ask for one of you that may speak my language to respond, though I do appreciate you, Sir Dark.
Well, the flight started normally until some figures appeared and crashed the airship. I think it is a long story. Do you want to hear every detail, or what is it you are particularly interested?
Who was it who caused this crash? You mentioned some figures appeared into the flight.
I look questioning to the group if we should tell more about it. So I look out for any nods or shaking heads.
Oh, Lyra's hiding behind Captain Barnaby. She's trying to find the spots where she isn't going to be noticed as much. Is that wine on the table, by the way, Joey? Is that a cup in front of Mr. Quacksworth?
That certainly is.
Okay. Whilst after being ignored by that Lord Felix, Mr. Quacksworth...
He was definitely not ignored.
No, not
he
ignored, but kind of... Quacksworth is deciding that he's going to have that wine. We can have a drunk duck for a bit.
I'm gonna shout over to Cervante across the room. Tell him about the purple gearbox guy.
I nod and I turn back to Darkfresh was his name, and say, it was a clank, we assume. Or better to say, multiple clanks. His name was Gallo Gear. And he kidnapped the inventor of this ship.
As you say, let's actually have. Can you please make a instinct reaction roll for me, please?
An instinct reaction roll. I think we can do this. I said we can do this. Duality. Yes, this is a reaction roll. Oof. Just a second. Reaction roll.
That's okay. You can also just type into the chat /dr and then we'll just add one to it.
I will add 1 to this.
That's going to be 10 plus 1. That makes that 11. That is going to be. Let me have a look. Okay. You swear that as the name Gallowgear, as mentioned in the description, there is the ever so slight flicker of an eyebrow from Baroness Highstone to the south. Lord Velax Darkthrash and Grick Mushall do not offer anything of as all. You swear there is something that happens with Baroness, who maybe, if he was about to reach for the wine, only to see that Sir Cracksworth has begun to drink some of it, and immediately trying to shoo the duck away.
What was the name of the Baroness?
It is Baroness Highstone.
And she reacted. With,
Yes. Very slight
Ah.
reaction to it.
I would turn
And
to her, if I may, and I would ask her, I see the name tells you something.
Oh, no. I was just thinking, and I remembered something else, that's all. No, I don't know the name that well. It's just such horrible business that this figure would appear. And also, I was shocked to hear that Cogsworth has been kidnapped.
I slowly nod and say, we were shocked as well, all of us. We don't know why, we don't know what, and we especially do not have any clue where they went. They just pointed away themselves.
This is, you see Lord Velax Darkthrash, and I've looked at their temple for a moment. You may not be fully aware of exactly what Cogsworth's sprocket soldier means to Harvington, but he is one of the great inventors of our time, and he has saved countless lives with just a few of his inventions. The recent creation, the hyperdrive, which enabled this airship to fly, that was a fantastic discovery, and also something that could put us all into great peril. Should Sprocket Soldier be kidnapped and forced to create another one of these, well, let's just say that the military application of whatever Sprocket Soldier is able to create is able to level entire continents. We need Sprocket Soldier back. Did this figure, this Gallowgear, mention anything before they disappeared?
Mm.
Oh.
Lyra's going to peek out from behind Captain Barnaby and go, bullshit is all his invention's good.
Well, I think I remember hearing him say he needed Cogsworth alive. And I don't need you alive.
I remember one more thing he told us. He talked about a new dawn.
Oh yeah, the comet.
They
Something
also
with fire.
A comet of the new dawn. There is a flash of recognition within the tiefling's eyes, but he does not reveal a lot more information. Other than that, you just see that they seem to recognize it. How was it that one Gallo Gear was able to overthrow an entire ship?
He
He had
appeared.
help.
He had help,
Help?
and
Help
he
from
Brought
whom?
help
converted
with him.
civilians.
He turned the
well,
civilians into something.
Yeah.
Also, these
We
guys used
don't
to.
know why. We don't know why we resisted.
You were not affected by this ability.
I shake my head.
He also spoke about how they used to work together.
Lord Velax begins to move himself from his chair and then moves over to stare towards the fire, towards the north, placing his hands both onto the stone table in front of him, and obviously clearly in deep thought. I have a request from you. Almost not following up on the information that you just presented. He points over, raises a hand towards Theodore and says, "Give them the key." Theodore rushes over as quickly as he can towards you, and handing over to the first person they're able to reach, which is going to be Sylvain. He offers quite a unique-looking key that has like a cog marked into the top part of it. I guess you'd call it the base for the actual groove part. I don't really know the components of a key, now that I'm thinking about it. I have no idea how to describe the parts of a key. Like the head, the base. That's something worth Googling. I'll look it up another time. But you know what I mean. Handing over a card-looking key towards you. This is bad news, and we are going to need more information. I would request that you do the following for us. Of course, we will provide you with a good amount of reward for this. Inside of Harvington, if you're able to travel to Cogsworth Sprocket Solder's house, search for any clues, see if you can find a lead on where to head next. This is very, very sensitive data that you've shared with us. I'm already currently dealing with an extreme crisis, considering that a great tragedy has occurred. The public does not need to know that Sprocket Solder has disappeared and that another hyperdrive could be made. Please bring all the information back here. We will reward you with gold for this. You'll all regain 2 handfuls of coin each. Please remain covert in your actions and avoid any media. The less people know about exactly what happened, the better.
Is this the key to his house?
It certainly is.
I hide the key in one of the pockets of the robe.
2 handfuls of gold. You're a
Mind you, the
lord.
question.
Now, hold on. Let's
Why do you
go
have-
with one moment. Let's go with Lyra first.
2 handfuls of gold. You're a lord. And you're asking us to do a dangerous mission for 2 handfuls of gold.
I'm not asking for a dangerous mission, just some light reconnaissance. However, whatever that information may lead to, we are prepared to pay much more. I wouldn't be sending you on a dangerous mission without substantial reward for this. I just need you to investigate, and I cannot send any of my own officials.
Why?
Where is this house?
The house is towards the port, near the water. Cogsworth liked to have a house very close to the water's edge so that he could get his hand on any new materials that would appear from overseas before any of the others could get a hold of them. He was very, very curious, the unknown. Michael, what were you asking before?
How do you have the key to his home? That's suspicious.
We are the council. And Cogsworth being such a dangerous intellect, we had to ensure that we had insurances. Should something go wrong, we needed access to his files. Should he to be
Oh.
disappearing, we needed to get into his home in order to destroy any information that may be present. That's why we have a key.
Does he
So
know you
you
have it?
already knew he was dangerous to you in the airship.
We knew he was dangerous. But Cogsworth has not got a menacing bone in his body. He has never tried to build any weapon. He has only tried to create inventions to better mankind. It is just the fact that his inventions, if in the wrong hands, could cause extreme death and destruction.
I would like to follow up with a question to Rick Mashur and turn to him and walk up to him and ask him, the units Cogsworth brought with him were rather combat oriented. Do you have any knowledge of military style units that fit this profile?
I have seen many things, but I'm not gonna share any military secrets with you, young frog.
And price just got up.
Does Cogsworth know you have the key to his house? Is he okay with us going in there?
Well,
I'm sure
I'm certainly okay with him not being okay with it.
I'm certain that Cogsworth has bigger things on his mind right now than us heading into his home. We need to try and gather the clues as much as we can to find out what has gone on here and why Cogsworth has been captured. The fact we have a key does not concern you. We needed
But it
insurance.
does
and
concern me.
the way we're able to source the key is our business. And you should know that it is always our business to ensure the safety of the entire country.
Whatever.
How strong is this wine, by the way, Joey? How drunk is Mr. Quacksworth?
It's a good question. I would like you to please make, I don't know if he uses your rolls, but I'd ask you to make a presence check.
I think he does use. Okay.
The key can simply be cut. Cogsworth, his intellect and his mind is powerful. We need to have insurance to ensure that we can get in to stop in case it goes too far or something. With the 17, the duck has held it quite well, and you see the duck raise the goblet up as the red wine just like flushes onto them, and now they have like this heart-shaped stain that runs down their front, almost like it's a robin. Actually fits them quite well. But this is not the first cup of wine that the duck is trying to rob and steal. No one else seems to pay much attention to the duck, as it looks quite pleased with itself. If you wish to raise the price, I understand, and I will be amicable towards this. This 3 handfuls was enough for you to do this for us.
You could also play with open cards, I guess. But
I think I would prefer open cards by far more than gold, because open cards is what could save lives. If we don't know the whole truth, we don't know what we have to look out for.
That is why I wish for you to inspect the house. I agree with you. Once we have more information, we'll be able to share more. And you will be able to find out some more leads for us. We need to work together. I'm happy to pay and increase the cost. When you return, we will see about sharing more information and finding out what to do next.
Lyra's not going to stop Mr. Quacksworth going to sit in this guy's chair.
All right.
You
Is
see
there
the
anything else?
You see the guards getting ready to move towards Quacksworth, but Lord Velax is just once again waving a hand to ignore this. I have nothing else to share for the moment. I'd ask of you to just work quickly, find out what is in Cogsworth's house, and return to us.
I'm walking up to Cervantes and saying, Sylvain, and saying, let's go. I don't have the feeling these people are friend material.
And nod to you, and then look back to Lord and say, I don't want to be unpolite, but I think we were promised a reward even for talking with you.
Looking over towards Captain Barnaby and looking to the rest of you, you are correct. I've already taken up some of your very precious time, and even listening and agreeing to do some help, should you do agree. He instructs one of the guards to come over. I would like all of you to give yourself a handful of gold pieces. This is just for listening so far. If you do what I ask, more will come. And then he moves back over towards the chair to look towards Mr. Quacksworth. How does Mr. Quacksworth react?
Mr. Quacksworth is going to look at this lord and is going to try and reposition him to make himself look even like higher status than the lord. Like he's trying to big up in terms of nobility. So he's sitting there with his beak raised, wings fluttering out, looking completely and utterly perfection in that moment, despite this red stain.
Can you give me a presence reaction roll? I'm going to say with disadvantage, considering they are covered in wine at the moment. And they're sat in the chair that they don't own in the presence of an actual noble. And I'm going to make a comparison roll. And if they roll higher, then we'll see what happens. But my one is going to be 16.
I'm going to use one of Quacksworth's experiences, which is Royal Companion. So that should just cancel out the disadvantage, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Or
no,
it
it's
doesn't.
a D6 for that. It just gives you a plus 2 extra.
Okay. I can't... Can I do it? Oh, I can do it through that way. Reaction roll. Presence. And then I know on a disadvantage as well. Ooh.
Standing in front of Mr. Quacksworth, Mr. Quacksworth attempts to make himself look kind of noble, but there is a level of sinisterness to the quite tall teeth. I keep saying tiefling. It's not. It's called like a hellspawn or something like that. I'm just going to call them tieflings. I've already gone too far with this. There is a sinisterness that, as they look down towards Mr. Quacksworth, and there is this effortlessness of just regality about them, that Mr. Quacksworth begins to look quite nervous and then loses face momentarily. And then, as you see a guard beginning to march towards Mr. Quacksworth, they will leap off from the chair and for Lord Velax to take their place back into their chair. And then the guard will back off once more.
The guards are city guards, or are these guards special guards? Can we determine that?
They aren't regular ones. These are elite soldiers, so they aren't just standard soldiers, but better than normal.
Okay. I would like to ask Mr. Timberlight, which is close to us, in a low voice, so the others do not hear this. If you could show us the ready room of the guards, because I have some business with them.
I would say, can you please make a presence roll for that to try and convince as Theodore Thimblewhite, as it's an unusual request. Okay. That is a success with fear. As you whisper over towards Theodore, or speak low to him, Lord Velax is going to be staring pretty intensely towards you. This isn't a good show for Theodore, and to whisper in front of Lord Velax is not respectful in his area. You see Theodore get quite flushed and angry, but listening to the request, Emma looks back over and says, Fine, fine, do not whisper. Do not whisper to me again. I will show you. Come with me. And he's going to head through and then begin to head back out through the doors.
All right, I guess we're going. Or are we not going with you?
No, we're all crammed together. I don't believe Lord Velax has any more questions for you.
Right.
As Captain Barnaby goes to leave, Velax says, Captain Barnaby, please stay behind. I have some other questions for you. And then asks for the others to go. The doors are shut behind you. And then Theodore heads over and then begins to open up these doors. I haven't got a map for the other one, so it's just going to be theatre of the mind for the moment. But opening up the doors and traveling through several stone chambers.
I would like to interrupt you there. I would like to use my speaking orbs to whisper with the walkie-talkies to Lauren if she can't listen in on the situation the captain is about to report, or the conversation that is about to happen.
Okay. Does that mean Lauren is attempting to hide or like stay behind, and then as you like trying to take Theodore away?
I would like to ask her, so I don't know if she's going to do it, but that's on her.
You want me to go with him to see what's going to happen? Is that right? He's taking
I
the
want
ribbon
you
away.
to listen in on the conversation in the room with the captain. If you
But
can
I
manage.
would have. I don't have a way of listening unless I go into the room.
Okay.
I could make myself into a spider and go in on his shoulder.
He's already in there.
Okay.
And those doors are shut.
Is there a way to get underneath it? Is there a crack
doors
underneath the
are-
doorway? That a spider or
Nope.
something you could throw through? Nope.
There would be a slight crack. These are very well made doors, so it's not like a large gap by any means. It would only be a couple of millimeters, and very doubtful for a spider. Especially the spiders that you turn to have to be relatively large. Like they're more like tarantulas. To get under, they would struggle. On top of that, you do have the gargoyles themselves that are ever watching the front door and all those that approach.
I don't think there's a way. Sorry.
Okay. It's fine.
As you go through winding corridors, you eventually end up at a large reinforced wooden door, and then taking a set of many keys out and passing several guards, Theodore opens it up to reveal what looks to be some form of barracks. There is a large runway with what looks to be a blue and gold carpet running all the way down, with military-like livery running through, images of short swords and shields and little knights slaying dragons throughout the rug. To the left and right-hand side, you see bunk beds, as well as what look to be chests or like footlockers towards the end of the bed, as well as small side tables. There looks to be like a common area with a table to which there are several guards sat around at the moment with their helmets off and some of their armor pieces taken off as if they're on break. There's a small kitchen area as well, and what looks to be another room which has barred a barred door, like a cell door of iron bars. And beyond that, you can see several sets of armor and weapons beyond that. Well, this is it. This is the place. This is where they all hang out at. Do you wish me to stay, or are you free to ask and then you can make your own way out?
No, I think I will be fine on my own.
Right you
Thank
are.
you for your help.
When you are ready, just ask the guards and they will escort you out. It was a pleasure meeting you all. And then he rushes off to go, muttering to himself about how busy he is and other things he's got to do. You find yourself inside what looks to be the barracks, adjacent to the armory. There are around about 5 or 6 guards in here.
How tall is it?
The barracks itself, it goes up to about 20 to 25 feet. It's relatively tall.
Lyra's going to fly up there. But she is not staying anywhere near that.
But you fly directly up towards the ceiling and begin to perch yourself onto what looks to be like an iron chandelier that hangs down from above. Several candles have been placed into it, and you can just like sit on it for the moment and look down and watch. What are you all looking to do?
I would like to introduce myself and greet the guards. Hey, gentlemen. I'm Phil. I've got a few questions for you and on the mission for the council right now. And I have specifically questions about the loss of the airship and the delay of support that was sent in. Would you mind recounting the order of events and order of orders you received from the council on that matter?
Yeah, I could certainly help out with some of it. I mean, I was just a guard, so we haven't really been told a whole lot about it, but I'm guessing you lot were on the airship when it happened. We were doing our regular watch and our regular rotation, and then all we heard was a summoning bell that was from the head guard. We all got called out to the front, and before you know it, we had the aerial squads and scouts trying to head out towards what looked to be smoke on the distance. We didn't have very much communication with the airship when it was going out, from what I know, at least anyway. But it was all hands on deck as soon as we knew something was going down. We saw multiple smoke trails on the horizon. We knew something was wrong.
Okay. Did any of the council members came in late or came on the day a little bit across as nervous to you or behaved weird?
No, we don't have a lot of interaction with the council members, but come to think about it, Grick Marshur, he wasn't around that day, and usually he's always here, you know, ex-military and everything like that. He's always on time, but he didn't show up until after everything was sorted. He wasn't there for any of the all the stuff going on. Maybe he had other duties. I don't know what the councillors get up to. Maybe he was visiting another town or somewhere else, some sort of meeting.
Would you happen to know where the residence of what's the name? Gitmashur is?
The residents of it, I wouldn't be able to tell you that. It's pretty strict what we're kept under and what we're allowed to know. If we know too much, the councillors get nervous, and that's never a good thing for us.
Yeah, that guy specifically is on about his military secrets, right?
Certainly is. Yeah, you know him. You know him. He doesn't really talk much. He's very defensive about it all, you know, considering he was with the Mithridian Empire and everything like that. I don't know what they did to him over there, but he's very tight-lipped about it.
Does he at least treat you well? As fellow guardsmen, I assume you have to do a bit more with him than the others.
He is more of a military strategist and advisor. He gives his orders to the captain, and then the captain passes their orders on to us. We get paid all right, and like he indicates around to like the barracks and stuff. So we've got everything we need. You know, he keeps everything stocked up. I guess. To be honest, maybe we need a bit of bathroom.
Do you happen to know if Gitmashur has some sort of assistant or someone that is tending to him? We could ask for directions.
He keeps himself pretty tight-lipped. However, I would like you to roll a presence check with this one, just because it's revealing like a personal detail, and they don't actually really know you. They've been pretty polite so far. To find out more things. 17 with hope. Yeah, give yourself a hope. You succeed with hope. You guys seem nice, and you wouldn't be here without, like, I've just seen you came from those council chambers. Whilst I was ending my shift. Yeah, Greek must just have someone. He's got a driver that he often has. You go down to near the coach house, near the stables, you'll see this big coach. It's black and gold. Over there, you'll encounter a dwarf. The dwarf's name is Billick. Billick Gemcutter. He's the driver for Gritmashur. You might have some. I mean, he knows everywhere that he goes. Maybe he'll know. But don't expect to get that information easily. If you know you're trying to get it, it's not. Grick likes to make sure that everyone around him is as tight-lipped as he is. He's a very secretive man.
Yeah, that's for sure. I will see if I can lose his tongue in some way. I am already very pleased with what you've told me already. And I'm pulling out a handful of gold and I'm handing it over to him. And the same, I'm asking for his name, for the guard's name. The same motion.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you very much. Oh, I really appreciate that. Don't get tipped too much around here. My name is Seven. That's with
Okay.
a Z, by the way. So I'm gonna put it. It's Seven. Is there anything else you'd like
Thanks a
to
lot.
do? Perfect. Does anyone else want to do anything? Austin here. No. Once, going twice. If not, I will take you to Cogsworth's home, unless you want to go somewhere else.
Well, I
Want-
did promise the duck a nice little jacket, so I do need to
You
find a
promised-
seamstress. I did.
Okay. Well, there is a market if you wish to go to there. Do you want to go to the market before or after Cogsworth?
We can go after,
People
otherwise.
were told to hurry.
I think after's fine.
All righty. In that case, let me bring you over to the next bit here. Leaving this bit. Let me bring you on. There we go. Leaving there, you end up heading out, being escorted by the guard. And you all brought over, or you bring yourselves over towards the port side, looking over towards the Bright Sea. You are at pretty much near the hub of Harpington. There's all sorts of strange machinery and heavy industrial cranes lifting these enormous cargo pieces from enormous steamships and then placing them down onto the side for them to be then dispersed by a series of different people and hands. There are all manner of different species here. You can find anyone from anywhere in the world around this point. But curiously, the main thing seems to be those who want to be inventive. There is a large number of shops that are all to do with strange, steampunky-like parts, odd inventions and curiosities around this place, and seemingly new entrepreneurs that seem to be interested within how things tick and creating new things for necessity, among other things, can be found here. Didn't take you very long before you're able to follow towards Cogsworth's home. Can you all see?
Yes.
Yeah. Before we start with that, I cannot edit my character sheet for the gold we received and the gold I handed over to the guard.
Let me have a look why that is. Configure ownership. Yeah, you are where it's the wrong person. No, I've got you on the right one. Sorry,
Oh,
one.
okay. Now it works.
It works now. Excellent. Maybe it just takes a moment. If you all see, you are outside of a modest looking home with quite a large looking artisanal door with 2 windows on the left and right hand side. There are a variety of windows all the way around the building. You can search around should you so wish, but you have the key should you wish to go in.
Pascal
Lyra's,
group, do you want to look outside first?
I can look up and see if there's a. Is it a double story, Joey? Like, how tall is it?
It is only a single story.
Ooh. Perhaps looking around, checking there's nobody else in there first. Phil's already
I
gone.
think it might be better. I think it might be better if we just get off the street as soon as possible. We aren't supposed to be seen.
Not dangerous, he said.
So I think we should just head right in.
I hope no one or nothing followed us. I pull out the key, look around if I see anyone who might have followed us who looks suspicious, but if I don't see anyone, I would go to the door and insert the key.
I'd say make an instinct check to see, do you see anyone that may have followed you?
Looks like
I'm
this
gonna say
frog followed him.
for you to know for certain no one has followed you, it's gonna be a 15. There's an
Mhm.
awful lot of people around here. Very hard to tell. As you
Yes.
see Phil just sprinting around the place at the moment, rushing over and taking in every detail that they can.
Assassin doing assassin stuff.
I want to here roll, and my instinct is +1, as far as I know.
That is a failure with hope.
Yay!
Give yourself a hope.
Okay.
Looking around, there are so many people about. You are not entirely sure. Also, not from being around here. It's hard to tell who belongs exactly where in this place. There are all manner of different people here, all from different backgrounds, different level of class, different jobs, all sorts of things moving around. You do spot people staring towards you, but you don't know exactly who they may be, or what they may be doing, or if they're looking for you, or they're just looking towards you people as you're all stood outside of the home of Cogsworth. If they even know it's Cogsworth's home. Maybe they're just looking for another reason.
Then I would go straight up to the door and say, well, then let's head in.
Alrighty.
Does this building have 2 stories or 1 story only?
Just one story. Yeah, the door is unlocked. You can open it should you wish.
I look to the group, and if no one hesitates, I carefully open the door.
Entering into the house, you see that the room itself is clean, with limited but quite comfortable furniture. You can see a mixture of chairs, a coffee table over to the side, as well as a few side tables around here, but it seems relatively empty.
I would wave in the group into the house. And if everyone is inside, I would lock the door from inside.
Sure thing. The door is locked.
I turn to the group and say, this way, no one can follow us inside.
As you open up the door, immediately Quacksworth runs in and jumps onto the upholstered sofa. As he tries to nestle down, some of the wine from his feathers just begins to splatter out onto the sofa.
I turn to Lyra. Well, looks like you have to pay a little more.
Quacksmith can pay for his own.
Does he?
Look, the amount of debt that I would have got up with this duck if this duck was with me for the whole of my life is huge. I don't even know where. This duck
believe
won't even
that.
tell me where it came from.
Would like to.
What was the last bit, Lyra? I didn't understand acoustically.
I don't even know where this duck came from.
Okay.
She has no idea of its past life before she met him.
Like to see if the door to the kitchen is open.
Yes. Opening up, you go into what seems to be a pretty simple kitchen and pantry. The shelves are stacked with what seem to be canned as well as containers for pickling many different things. It seems that Cogsworth had a special piece of his heart dedicated to pickled cabbage, as there is around about 12 jars of it.
Does it look like there has someone here been here recently?
Looking around, it seems like yes. However, looking towards the floor, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of dirt on the floor. It doesn't seem like there's multiple footsteps that have been like intruding into this at all. You don't see any dust on any side. It seems that the stove's been like recently used. You can still smell some of the cooking that was previously done before. But
So just a couple hours, or
judging by this point, no, it seems like it's been a day or two since this has been used for cooking. Not a couple hours. There are some remnants of like food having been cooked, but it's not like it's been left for so long that there's like dust on everything now. If that makes sense.
Yep.
I would look onto the coffee table in the like entrance hall and try to see if there is something lying on it, something that could help us.
Onto the coffee table. Onto the coffee table, you see there are 2 cups laid out as well as a teapot. Other than that, on the coffee table, doesn't seem to be much at all. Lauren, you've opened up the door to what appears to be a bedroom, a very simple bedroom at that.
Does it look like it's been slept in recently?
Not as in yesterday. It looks to be made. Didn't seem like anyone else has been here for at least a day or 2.
Is this here a table or just a crate or?
It's basically both. It is a crate that's being used as a side table, and there's a chest on the end, and there is a wardrobe over here.
Can I look in the wardrobe?
You certainly can. Opening it up. Let me double check.
I'm just going to move out of the way of the door because I think Phil was trying to get in behind me. But I'm waiting, Joey.
Yeah, no worries. I've just been trying to fix my mic stuff. Opening this bit up. Let me double check something. Yeah, you're very instinct. Lauren, opening up the wardrobe.
Mhm.
Curiously, there's no clothes in here. There's no clothes at all. It's just opening it up and it's just like nothing.
It's
Just a
almost
piece of
as
furniture.
if it's almost as if he doesn't really live here.
Ghost house.
saying to you, I have been around this house and I'm feeling like this might have a hidden door somewhere. At least the walls don't add up.
Well, you are assassin and you are the guard. If someone can detect them, it should be you.
Well, maybe it might be the back of this wardrobe, and that's why there's no clothes in here.
I
Lyra.
would.
Just coming over to Lyra briefly, you have opened it up to what seems to be some sort of workshop. There are strange concoctions and bottles and a different piece of equipment lay onto this desk over here. And you can see that there are bookshelves lined with all sorts of very strange books focusing on things like mechanics, mathematics, that of arcane nature, as well as alchemy. Very highbrow, some enormous and huge thick tomes in here, as well as some strange odds and ends stacked about.
Can I look at those strange odds and ends a bit more?
You certainly can.
Is there something you wish me to roll?
Looking around, you can find no. You don't have to look. You don't have to roll anything too much. Inside of here, you find two very curious things. First of all, there is this. Actually, I wonder if I can just put this into the chat. Or if I can pop this out. As a matter of fact, I can just do this. I can click on it. It's broken.
You
I've
broke
broken
it, Joey.
I've broken it.
It's broken, it.
Oh, let me see if I can get. I have to get it manually now. Well, this is one of them, at least. Enlighten potion and a channel stone. I don't know if you can click onto those to see what they do. Perfect. I'll get the other one up, and I'm going to add those to your party inventory. So that you can all basically see what they do.
Does a channel stone have to be recharged then? Because apparently it's consumable, but you can take it out of your vault and then put it back in your vault.
As it's a consumable, it's only one-time use.
It's
That's
the
why I'm
spell
Once
that
you've
goes
used it,
back
it's
into
gone.
your vault.
Oh, okay.
You find those two things, as well as you also find a handful of gold pieces. Do you want to take those yourself, or should I just put that into the party inventory?
Put those into the party inventory.
Got it.
Oh, no, I'm dead.
That's what you find in there.
Is there any indication of Cogsworth's previous, like, inventions?
Strangely, no. This is all manner of things that are likely related to that. And for study and design, you can easily see how some of this stuff can be absolutely related to engine design, or for some of the other stuff, especially like the fine details books on like aerodynamics that may be useful into creating the airship. And you do see there are bookmarked pages for it, but there are no notes or journals that you can find of Cogsworth at all around here.
This isn't the house of an inventor, I'll tell you that. My brother does things like this. And his house is a mess. He's got stuff all over the place. Little models,
Well-
little scribbles.
Well, did you
He
inspect
doesn't.
the back of the wardrobe, Lauren?
No, not yet.
Maybe we should do this. Maybe you're right. Maybe there is a hidden room behind there.
Or we can either search for the way
Well-
to entrance, or we can do it the fun part. The fun way.
What do you mean by the fun way?
Taking my rifle from my back and pointing at the wall.
No, absolutely not. We are not destroying this.
Do we want to do this now, where we'll have to report back to the council on what we see? Or do we want to go back to the council and say we found nothing and come back and do it on our own?
The thing is, if we go back now and we say that we didn't find anything, I doubt that they will let us keep the key of this house. So maybe what we should do now is find this hidden room, inspect it, and try to leave no clue that we were here. And depending on what we find, we have to decide if we tell the council or not.
Lyra's going to lean over to Phil. Do it.
And I'm doing it.
Let me check the back of the wardrobe first before you start shooting things.
If we do
I've already
this,
pulled the trigger.
if we are going to do this, they will know what we've done. And if you find a hidden room, they will find out what is in this hidden room because they will know that we found it.
That's not an issue. We are on official mission, and if we don't want to find them, what we found, we
Do you
just burn it
trust the
down.
council? Do you trust everyone where? I don't.
For sure not. But if it's so critically,
Then
we
we
burn on.
Then we
Easy.
shouldn't risk that they all know that we found something here. Because if they know, they will find out the truth. They will get the truth from us if we want or not, if they really have something to hide.
How will they know we found something here, though, if we don't tell them?
Sylvain's already mentioned that
If
he's
Phil
a good...
shoots everything, they will know.
Look, I just want him to shoot Sprocket's wall because I'm pissed at him for for not returning my father's investments. It's personal grudge. Plus, the guy got kidnapped before he could pay back the investment money. It was really inconvenient.
May I check the back of the wardrobe to see if there is anything secret about it?
Nothing onto the back of the wardrobe. It is totally hollow. Like moving around the sides and the edges of the wardrobe, you do find that you're able to like find a latch. And as you click something, the back of the wardrobe slides open, revealing a room that looks much more like you were describing earlier. The place is an absolute mess. There are
This is where he did his work.
scribbles, books, scrolls, tomes, everything thrown onto the floor. And then you see, curiously, there is a very heavily reinforced safe sitting at the back over here.
Lyra's going to lean back to Phil. I really wanted you to shoot the wall.
We could still do that.
Okay, maybe we shoot it at the back and then Sylvain won't be so worried about it.
It seems like
When we
as you
edit,
look
we can burn it
around,
down.
seems like as you look around this place, looking towards the shelves on the left-hand side as well and to the right-hand side as well, they have been totally emptied. Like someone has it's not just that they work and they were messed and they threw it on the floor. Like someone took everything with their hands and they just threw it all onto the floor.
So someone is already here looking for something. That's what it looks like.
The safe is closed or is it open?
The safe is closed and locked.
Okay. I'm
Can we
kind of
see how what time ago someone was here?
Like how much dust is left in the room, or if anything.
Yeah.
Looking around, considering the let me see, actually. If you would like to... Whomever would... As you're all looking around, whoever wants to do this, they can make an instinct roll and allow them to do that with advantage. This is to look around. How recently has this all been disturbed?
I have a +1 to my instinct, but I imagine others.
I have a +2. Anybody want to bid higher?
I think that's you,
Give
Lauren.
up +2. +2 with advantage, please. The DC is just going to be 14 for this.
Oh, I've just realised what quack's worth of stun, by the way.
I'll make it 12.
Is this reaction roll or?
Mm-mm.
With hope.
That oh no, that's just a duality roll. But we've got Lauren who was going for it. So 21 with fear. That is going to be a success with fear. for that one. Don't worry about the 16 with hope. We'll look at that for large to make the roll, so I will take that. Looking around the place, it seems that this has been raided recently, and as you inspect the notes, you see that a large amount of what's been dumped onto the floor, these are all notes relating to potential applications of the hyperdrive. Looking through the many documents around,
Hello.
you can see that there are
Oh,
projects
hi, Widow.
and dossiers, including the Flying Swine, some form of heavy construction like forge fuel supply. So forges that have to have a massive amount of energy to basically melt down materials, something to assist with that. And then finally, there is something, a dossier entitled the Astral Hook. But all of the details for this are missing. You can't find anything related to the Astral Hook other than an empty folder with its name on it. You look around and at the pieces of paper, and considering like no dust has been formed onto the floor around here, this is going to be recent. This is probably not even going to be 24 hours ago this occurred. Around about the time that you were on the Flying Swine, it seems that this place was raided.
Joey, if Lyra is looking, would she notice anything about the AFB?
Looking around this bit, you don't see anything directly related to the AFB around here. But you haven't checked the safe yet. That's the only bit that you haven't been able to search around.
Yeah, I would like to have a crack at the safe.
Shoot it! Shoot it! Shoot it!
Is there a drawing
I've
of the
got some
flying?
finer tools for that.
Darn it!
Is there a drawing of the flying swine around?
There are multiple drawings and blueprints of the Flying Swine about, as well as some prototypes that were not taken up on, and basically multiple designs of it. There are notes considering the engines that it had, and also the application of the hyperdrive, and also a lot of mathematics in order to calculate the amount of energy required for the lift, for the weight, and all this other stuff.
Can I take one of the blueprints?
You certainly can. You can take a almost full blueprint for the Flying Swine, and you can even take let me have a look. Yeah, you can get a copy for the Flying Swine.
Yes.
I like the idea, like, it's like you want to shoot the safe. You're like, I have better tools for that. Pulls out a smaller gun.
A bigger gun. Not smaller. Do I just roll duality or traits?
So for this one, it is going to be a finesse roll because it is to tinker. And you get to do so with advantage. Considering the safe, the DC of this is going to be I'm going to make it a DC 17. It is going to be difficult to open up. This is not an easy safe.
Then I'm definitely going to use my experience with one hope because I'm assassin. This is part of the job, I suppose.
Is anyone assisting?
I think he has already advantage, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if this is Daggerheart, this isn't like D&D where I can just do regular
Yeah,
advantage.
okay.
I can edit it and just be like, instead of a D6, give yourself a D10, depending on who's helping.
Oh, if he's going in there, Lyra's going. If you can shoot something in this room afterwards, I will support you with this. I will support the non-violence right now.
What? So you don't plan to shoot it, Michael, right? You plan to pick it.
Well, we can shoot it afterwards. put it
As
on.
you try, as I see you want to pick it, I put a hand on your shoulder, look to you. Thank you that you didn't shoot anything so far. Be careful picking this lock. We don't know if there's any magic on it. And with this,
Now you got me worried.
And with these words, I would try to spend a hope to assist Phil.
Sure thing. Instead of the advantage for a D6, I'm going to say you can add a D10 for an advantage roll.
From the D6 to the D10.
Yes.
Okay.
It's basically when you make the roll up, so make of it. Yeah, you got it. You got it. You got it.
Ooh,
Ooh,
needed
you
this.
got hope.
20 with hope. That is a success with hope. You are reassured, and then as you're working away, there is no magic on this lock. It takes quite a few goes, as there are actually multiple locks for you to get through. But as you tinker away, feeling the vibration with like your wet frog hands, you're almost like able to add your suckers onto them and feel each individual click as you crack the safe and open up this incredibly thick, it looks like about 7 inches of solid iron. As you pull open the heavy iron door, inside, you find an entire bag of gold. Would you like to take it to yourself or put it into the party inventory?
You would like to pick it up and make it disappear.
Make it disappear.
No.
Well, I did say if you want to take it to yourself, you can take it to yourself. So you can add a bag of gold for yourself. I would say, as everyone is looking towards you, they would 9 times out of 10, unless they're looking out the window or doing something else, they are going to see the frog take a bag of gold.
I would look to you, Phil.
Yes, Sylvan.
I think we all together will need the hope. Don't you think about sharing?
Absolutely.
Lyra's
I
going
mean,
have a look.
You want to have
Not much insight.
I would say
You can
you
see
want
as
to.
Phil is getting orange and more orange and more orange.
I would look you in the eyes and say, you want to have friends, is that right?
Absolutely, you are my friend. I have friends.
And do you know what friends do?
They
They are
shoot
being
safes together
honest and
burn
share
down
what they
houses.
find.
Do I find anything besides that gold?
Um,
Like scrap paper, which I could pull out and wave around like it's important?
Lyra's gonna be looking at Phil with the biggest kind of. This is the most amount of money she's seen in such a long time. That she's just gonna be looking at Phil with this really, really sad expression.
You see the combination to a safety deposit box noted for the Pegasus Bank in Harvington.
Deposit.
Well, that we want to take.
Do we find with this deposit any kind of like access to the account, like an official paper piece that grants us access to the account, or is it tied to the person himself, Foxworth?
Do you have the
Strangely,
combination?
You do have the combination for it, but strangely, it's not an account that has any name on it. It's just a simple number.
Oh, we got the combination. Okay, all right.
By the way, Quacksworth is very interested in Phil now that Phil has taken all that money.
You see the duck like leaning on your shoulder, like looking up towards you. Very lovingly, all of a sudden.
Suddenly, Phil is his best friend in the whole world.
And then you see the duck's eyes look down towards your weapon and then back towards you.
I guess, since I know Lyra has some money issues, I'm gonna ask her directly, how many gold did you need for your Mr. Shark?
5 chests.
Well, this probably won't make much of a dent, but I've got the combination for a bank account, which might help along.
We should probably go and find out what's in that deposit box.
Yeah, definitely.
Did you say there was any plans in there, Joey?
Inside, no. There were no other plans in there. There is the combination to the safety deposit box noted for the Pegasus Bank in Harpington, and you also found a bag of gold coins.
But there was a folder for something outside.
A combination.
Outside of that, so outside of it, inside of the safe, there was just the bag of coin and the combination for the safety deposit box. Outside of it, there was the dossiers for the Flying Swine, a forged fuel supply, and something called the Astral Hook. However, all documents and all plans related to something called the Astral Hook are missing.
So, do you think we should take these folders back to the counselors to show we were here and we did something?
Maybe we take the folders, but back to the council, but we can keep the deposit box number.
I would like to see if the floor has any hollow or any notches that would indicate there is a room below, or a cellar-like entrance thing that is hidden, like stamping on the ground and hearing if there is anything that doesn't sound natural.
With assistance, with your previous instinct roll of 21 before, on searching around here, as you march around stomping and rather squelching as a frog, as you try to tap onto the floor, using your powerful frog feet, or your ribbit feet, you are confident that there is no underground lair. It seems that you've found everything and uncovered every nook and cranny here.
Oh.
I suppose to the bank then.
Yeah, we maybe should also see if the driver has more information for the Mr. Rick Ashur.
And we should talk about what we tell the council and what we explicitly want to hide from them.
Well, I think we take all this paper that's out here and we bring this to them. Most of it is probably not important, but at least they'll have something to look at, and we can say, here's all this, and that somebody had been here before us.
Yes,
And if
I
we
think-
mention the safe, maybe they got into the safe and took whatever was in there.
Oh, Phil, no, we destroyed the lock. There's no way to close the safe.
Well, it doesn't have to be us that destroyed the lock.
Okay, yeah, definitely true. We should tell them that
Did
that
we
the safe
destroy
was
the
opened.
lock?
No,
You
the lock
picked
isn't
it, I
destroyed.
think. Oh,
Picking the
isn't
lock.
it? Okay.
When you lockpick
Okay.
any door, you just replicate what a key does. That's
Yeah,
what you
okay.
basically do. So you open up the safe, and then you can lockpick it back, and then just undo the lockpick, and it will lock again.
We can say we didn't lockpick it. We
Okay,
didn't go in the safe.
what would be smarter? Telling them that the safe was opened and empty when we came here? Or lock it back?
Don't think that
Open
matters
and
really.
empty?
I don't think it matters because this place was already raided by the time we'd come in. We just tell them that it was raided before we arrived.
And these papers were all we found.
And anybody knowing about this place and knowing what Cogsworth was up to wouldn't want to confront us anyway. And if they confront us, we know we have a lead. Also, I would like to share this bag of gold with you, my friends. Can we actually split up the bag of gold?
We could put it in the party inventory.
Just put it in the inventory. We'll use it when we want.
The bag of gold is in the party inventory. Now you have a handful and a bag in there. Perfect.
Carry on. Sorry.
If you'd like to decide, where would you head to next? Of the places you may wish to go, there's a couple of options. I mean, you can go back to the council and go say what your findings are. You could head over to the Pegasus Bank and see what you've got there. You could head over to try and find the stables and then speak to the man there, the driver. Or you can head over to the market.
I think if we go over to, before we go to the council, if we head to the bank before the council, it then gives us a lot more leverage about what we hold information wise against the council. Like, is there more that we want to reveal? Do we know more at that point? It gives us more positioning, and we don't have to reveal a lot of it.
I am a bit concerned. A lot of this stuff we can do after we go back and talk to the council. If we take too long, they might think we know something we don't.
Well,
That we aren't telling.
we never initially
I
agreed.
nod to you, Lauren.
We never initially said that we were going to do it or not. They just said if you are willing to do it. If we're willing
Well,
to do
we
it.
took the key.
They didn't take it back from us when we said that we were actually going to do it or not. They seemed quite happy with us doing it either way, if we did it or we didn't do it.
Well,
I would talk to them right now. I mean, the rest can wait. No one is searching for us, at least as far as we know.
the one thing I
How
would
about
ask to
we-
do is just make sure we get a coat for Cogsworth like I promised.
Go on.
So if we could stop at like a seamstress place or a place that has clothes, it'll only take a few minutes, I'm sure, and then we can go back and talk to the counselors.
It might not
We
take
do
a few
co-
minutes with the Quacksworth.
It'll take a few minutes, won't it, Quacksworth?
Hold on. Quack, quack. There we go. There we are.
If it doesn't take a few minutes, you won't get your coat.
If
What
we
were you gonna
search
say,
quickly
Phil?
for a code, we can do it.
What were you going to say,
Quickly.
Phil? Phil was going to say something previously, and I don't think he got a chance.
Don't we have the code already?
The coat. Lauren wants to get a coat for a jacket for Quacksworth.
Oh, okay.
Trivial thing, but I think it'll help him behave better.
No.
I know, but I
We
think
could-
it is. Doesn't mean it's gonna work.
No.
Maybe
he'll just test
something
you.
left in the kitchen.
Is there anything around here, like an apron or something that we could use as a coat?
Looking through some of the boxes, you are able to find. I mean, this was Cogsworth Place. Opening up some of like the chests and stuff inside of his room, you see there was nothing in the wardrobe, clothes-wise. But looking to the chest next to him, you can find that there are these like mad scientist like coats that have been scattered around. A lot of them have like inside the pockets. They've got little cogs as well as strange like pieces for clocks, as well as odd like Allen keys and tiny hammers that have been placed inside them. But there are gnome size, around about clothes fit for someone who's about 4 feet tall.
So something that would
You could
fit the
adjust them.
duck?
Quacksworth is about a foot and a half.
Like a detective coat for the duck. We could do that. We could put his neck through one of the sleeves, and then just like have one, like with some adjustment from a tailor. It wouldn't be too difficult to get him some form of jacket.
Just have to be the right quality of material.
Or any of them of a good enough quality?
They're all of a decent quality. I mean, some of them have like strange chemical marks as well as odd singes and burn marks on them, but most of them you can find one that's pretty good. Would be fairly easy to clean.
It would be up to Quacksworth. What do you think, Sir Quacksworth? You want a mad scientist's coat?
Quacksworth will go over to it and he'll kind of inspect the richness and the quality of the materials and whether of it's his standard, which I will let Joey decide whether it's a Quacksworth standard of material.
It's mad.
Average.
If it's average, then he's just gonna look at it and he's just gonna tear it up.
Well, that's a no. We'll keep looking, Cogsworth. Time to go back to the counselors.
I nod,
Okay.
go back to the door and unlock it.
Perfect. Going back to the door, unlocking it, and poking your head outside. You don't see anyone at the door. You don't see anyone that you recognize may have followed you. And heading to your next destination, before we get to there, we are going to take a short 15-minute break, if that's okay with everybody.
Sure thing.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Yes.
When we come back, just so I know, are we going to the council? Are you going to the Pegasus Bank, or are you going somewhere else?
Council, I think.
Suggest the bank first.
So I think
would
we're kind
I'll
of
let you-
torn
council
down the
first.
middle. Is that two of us have said we want to go to the bank first, and two of us have said we want to go to the council first.
You can split up if you really wanted.
We have
I'll
the
let you-
walkie-talkies, so why not?
Yeah.
You do have walkie-talkies.
Maybe Sylvain and Lauren
If
go
we
back
take
to the council.
yeah, let's take the 15 minutes and then we'll decide. You guys can deliberate and see like, oh no, actually I'm going to go to here. I'll go to there. We'll figure out afterwards. But I will all see you in a short little bit. See you in a moment.
See you in a moment.
I am here, Hazel. I appreciate you talking about the branding and such.
Look.
You are more than welcome to have a look on my Discord and have a chat through there. You're more than welcome to do that. Just give me a few minutes because I need to go to the bathroom.
What do you go when you're young?
afraid you've not sent me one on Discord. Feel free to follow the link and go through that way. And I'll have you talk to the right person. Everyone else, how are you? I haven't seen some of you in quite a while. I see a Sprouty, I see a Waddell, I see a M1, a Mega, Socks. I haven't seen you in a while, Socks, actually. And there's a D-Bents lurking just there. You're just chilling? Well, welcome to Just Chilling. You miss Novak? It's been a very long time since I've been to 5MRP. I think I just got burnt by all that was happening. And ooh, the deepness on this. Good. I now have ice cream. I have crunchy ice cream. What have you been doing then, Waddell? You been going back to Tarkov? Is it Tarkov you were doing? Apex, that's it. How's Apex going? I apologize, I got that wrong. Oh, this is a good piece of music. I'm glad to hear it. That's fair. How's everybody else? I haven't seen them in such a long time because I've not streamed in so long.
I'm going to be doing this every Tuesday. So this is part of... Everyone here has agreed to it, which is really, really good.
Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
Some of the music on this list is fire. Really, really good. And I'm totally dancing with my ice cream, which none of you can see, but I can see it on the on my Twitch chat, on my Twitch chat. That's okay. I'm just currently dancing with my ice cream. I need to find a better overlay for D&D.
I am conflicted, watching where I step, still hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it all. Standing tall, fear I weighed the person you are.
It is difficult.
Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
And it's no one's fault. Like, at all. It just happens. I really appreciate that. I am mega. Right, where was the one that I wanted? Oh, this one. This is the most time I can like have down chats with people and not be typing in my chat. Would people like it if I put Lyra's journal into my Discord so you can catch up on the sessions and what's happened previously? It will be from her point of view, by the way. That's a question for everyone. In my Discord, should I just make a channel that says Daggerheart and then a thread that has the journal piece relevant where you can see all of her journal? Genuine questions. Do you want that? Do you not want that? Anyone that's listening? Yeah. Okay. I'll do that. They're just recap notes of the journal up to that point. So for the most part, they aren't totally bad, but yeah. Legends never tell.
I'm a lot like you. Pictures in my room. People I once knew. And hearts I can't untangle from my own. I go in my head, hanging by a thread, drifting through her hair. One day you will find that it's time to get your hopes up. They try to kick me, but I won't budge. Ooh. But there's nowhere left to hide long. A masquerade with the lights on. Ooh.
Hello.
It's a feeling that I can't explain. Don't look down, everything will be fine for you now. Don't look down, everything will be fine for you now. Don't look down,
As I mentioned previously, I've received none of that. Please just go through the Discord and go from there. Oh, no, I see it now. I apologize. Let me... There we go. I won't be able to look at that until the end of this session, though. Just a heads up.
I'm a lot like you. Things I wish to do. Planning out my move alone, but in the company of friends. And I had a dream. It wasn't just a dream. It's a feeling I just can't contain. Don't look down.
As I said, deal with that after the session.
Don't look down, everything will be fine for you now. Don't look down, everything will be fine for you now. Don't look down, everything will be fine for you now.
I'm gonna hop back over to where we were. Going back in 3, 2, 1.
Stables.
Stables. Oh, I didn't say that. Stables.
That's what Daggerheart's all about. It's all about improvisation. Okay. We're all back. And last time, after exploring Cogsworth's house, you were able to find a bit of money, some curious items, some blueprints for the flying swine itself, and a dossier that was empty for something called the Astral Hook. The blueprints for it have been missing. You found a giant safe, the only thing that seemingly hadn't been ransacked and thrown onto the floor. Maybe they ran out of time, but they weren't able to open it. But you were. Opening up the safe, you were able to find a bag of gold coins, as well as the combination to a safety deposit box located at the Pegasus Bank in Harvington. Picking a variety of directions you wanted to go and also destroying one of Cogsworth's coats, or rather Mr. Quacksworth did so, you were making the decision of whether you were splitting up or you were heading directly to either a stable, a market, going back to the council, or checking out the bank. Have you decided what you wish to do?
I mean,
I
it,
still
We should.
would go to the council.
Before we split up, I'd just like to encourage you all a little bit with some hope.
Yeah,
So-
gain a hope, everyone.
Okay, thank you very much.
woohoo.
And did you say you were going to the bank?
I think Sylvain still wants to go back to the council. I don't know what Lauren and Phil.
I would probably go back to the council.
I mean, if
Okay.
Phil wants to go to the bank, then Lyra will go to the bank, because that's where she would prefer to go. But
Yeah, let's head to the bank. I also would like to go to the driver and ask him if he drove the military guy to the estate we just came from, because the estate was ransacked before we came there. And maybe he's the one who did it. It's not a far jump from wanting military secrets to ransacking the estate. And the airships and the missing dossier also goes in that direction.
I'm happy to do that if.
Perfect. Okay, taking your speaking orbs, if you are splitting up, this means you are going to be able to remain in communication with one another. Let me just have a look. It says the pair of orbs allows any creature holding them to communicate with each other across any distance. So you certainly can speak to one another with it. Taking hold of the orbs as you split off. First of all, I'm going to head over towards. What should we say? Let's do rollies. Out of Lyra and Phil, can one of you please make a fate roll for me? And then can I have between Sylvain and Lauren, one of you two make a fate roll for me? And we will decide whoever gets the higher gets to go first with their scene.
You want to roll it, Phil?
Let's let the duck roll it.
Quacksworth may roll.
How do I do it?
And you can just type in /FR, or you can find fate roll is the dice at the very end next to roll on the dice tray. It's the gold, slightly gold and silver one.
So just roll a fate roll, a d12.
Yeah. Fate roll is basically just roll a d12 and it indicates who's going. So you got midway 6. Then I'll ask between Lauren and Sylvain. One of you please make a fate roll.
Go ahead.
Sylvain is you can either type in /FR and then it will do it for you, or you can find the fate roll down by the dice tray. You are muted at the moment, but also if you're saying things.
I thought
you go.
Lauren would do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can do
Lauren,
it.
go for it.
I was probably muted. This was not smart.
No, I could see you speaking. I was like, I don't think he knows. That was actually the order I was hoping for to the council. Now, whilst you may see yourselves in there, you won't be interacting as such. So, at the moment, it's just going to be Lauren and Sylvain in there. I don't know where.
Mhm.
I don't even know where the frog's gone.
Hidden.
Popped off somewhere.
You are hidden. I have no idea. Can you even see? Are you on the map?
Yes, I am the empty box
Oh
doing
my
assassin
God.
stuff.
You are. My God.
You are hiding.
You were under the floor. That's why.
How did he got there?
He's a frog.
Assassins, man. He went
That's
under the ground.
just
That's
the
why.
thing.
Michael, you found something under the floor. There was something.
There was. Reappearing back, Theodore Thimblewhite says, "It's good you're back so quickly. Only to open up the doors and then immediately rush in, opening them up for you. Captain Barnaby isn't there anymore. He is gone. And then rushing over, Theodore runs over to Dark Thrash, and he immediately stands up as you come in to call to attention. What did you find? Please tell us. What did you find within Cogsworth's home? Something useful, I hope."
I'm going to head up here and put all the blueprints that we found, except for the one that I specifically took for me, onto the table. Well, it looks like somebody had been there before us, and we found all these blueprints lying around. There was a safe, but it had already been opened.
And looking towards the blueprints, can you tell me specifically what you put down? Is it the one with the flying swine? The one for
I
the
just
forge?
have, yep, and the all the folders and everything. You the empty one.
Even the empty one as well.
Yep.
Looking over towards them, what about this one here? And then points over to the one that's indicated Astral Hook. This is the only thing you found of this?
Yeah.
It was empty when we came.
Like I said, somebody else had been there before us, probably while we were up on the flying swine, from what I could tell.
Well, if they've got hold of Cogsworth and they've got hold of the blueprints for this, would you just be able to mute your mic, please, Lauren, with the dogs? Just for the moment. Thank you. With the blueprints gone for this, and with Cogsworth gone as well, one could assume that this Galogear may be wanting to build something. They would need parts, but with Cogsworth and the blueprints, they would be able to source materials for the Astral Hook.
Do you have any idea what this astral hook is about?
I am not an inventor. I don't know. But I do know someone who may. There is a good friend of Cogsworth. We helped fund some of this project. There is an astronomer called Seren Veritatis. They are an elf. They are located on the top of Mount Serata. They have an observatory there. They were a close friend of Cogsworth, and I know that he was a pointer on this. Seren
How's
will
the
be able
mountain
to tell
called?
you. It's called Mount Serata.
Okay, thank you.
I'll put it into here. It is also on the map that you can briefly reference if you go onto the drop-down menu. On top of Mount Serrata, you can find their observatory. Seren is a leading expert in these things. Not only will they be able to tell you what this astral hook will be able to do, but they may be able to tell you much more about this comet of the new dawn and what it may mean for us. You have done very well. As they go to continue with this, we are going to switch over to the other side. At the Pegasus Bank, Lyra and Phil turn up to there. Able to head through, you go through a very grand looking building where there are multiple very, very heavily armed guards. Some of them have giant crossbows up at the top,
I can't
and
see
some of them are
anything, by the way,
wielding.
Joey.
Oh, let me switch that over. It's probably just because of global illumination. There you go. How about now?
Nope.
How about now?
Yes.
Yep. It's always those little things. You see this grand looking bank building. There are heavily armed guards at the top as well as on the ground floor. They are extremely well armed and holding giant halberds in place. What do you do as you enter in? There are several basically clerks behind desks at the moment, and there are all manners of people going back and forth. They look to be dressed in what look like pinstripe suits and things like that. There is an awful lot of money being thrown around this place. What do you do?
I'm going to let Phil take the lead on this one because Lyra is kind of looking out, watching, being.
I'm gonna stroll up to the next counter or staff member that is available, and pretty much probably ask if I can have access to the deposit account with the number on it.
Sure, getting right to the point, you can go up to the front and presenting the essentially number for the safety deposit box and showing that you also have the code with you as well. You are escorted by what seems to be a gnome. You are taken through multiple different hallways before being escorted by 4 incredibly heavily armored guards. And you were taken to the very, very depths of the bank. You go through one secure door and then a second secure door and then a third secure door. And wherever this safety deposit box is, it seems to be under the most extreme security possible. Heading over towards what you seem to be, you think you're maybe 20 to 30 feet beneath the ground at this point. Opening up an enormous safe door and then heading over to the particular box, you are left alone. Well, them waiting outside, but they wait and then allow you to go and open up the safety deposit box. Walking over, taking the combination and unlocking it. Inside, you find a copy of blueprints for the hyperdrive. So I'll put that into here. You have basically a copy of blueprints for the hyperdrive itself, and as well a series of different projects. You see there are these. There are multiple dossiers and forms in here, all for the Commission for Cleaner Waters. There is a crowdsourced project known as the AFB, the Automatic Forest Barriers. There is an Earthquake Kinetic Converters. There's the Association of Mithrillian Peace Protests Public Funds. As you look through the files for all this, you find that all the finances are facilitated into a separate project that has not been listed for funding by any of these, but all of the money was funneled into it. The project was headed by Cogsworth Sprocket Solder and the Rosso government. or the High Council that you've already seen. Marked as top secret and simply detailed as Project Auto Moria. A large amount of information has been redacted from this.
And you say all the funds were channeled into.
Yeah, all these things that were created were told that they were going to be made for something else. They weren't. All of these projects were told they were going to be funding these things, such as the Commission for Cleaner Waters, Project AFB, things that were supposed to help people and do this other stuff. They were all basically shells. All of it was designed to create money to fund into this Project Auto Maria. A large amount of the information has been redacted, but it's something to do with giving, essentially reducing prison numbers and recycling.
What numbers?
Prison numbers.
Prison numbers.
Okay.
Sorry, just writing this down, Joey.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I imagined. It seems like it was a large amount of money was being used to create something to lower prison, essentially, yeah, lower the number of prisoners, and also recycle at the same time. A large amount of the information has been redacted.
Lara, you accompanied me to the deposit box, right?
Yes.
Or did you wait outside? And I would like to know your opinion on this matter. If it looks like a military project, because why would you hide something like this? For what other reason?
Lyra is upset by what she's saying. This is essentially where she points to the AFB. That is the project that my father put in money into and why he got into debt. And actually it's been put into something else. It was supposed to help the forest. And the head council is now also funding this.
Well, at least they do know what is going on, and they did not tell us about anything of this. Maybe
That
the
makes me
documents
think
that are missing were stolen for this exact same reason.
that makes me think that the reason we even we were sent to the house was to actually retrieve this document from being leaked.
Maybe we saw that the house was ransacked before us, so maybe they wanted us to retrieve this document, but they also, or one of them, was sent there before from the council, or one council member. This all does look very suspicious. And I really want to know where the military guy, Mr. What's his name again? Rick Mashur was when he was not on time on that specific day of the airship crash.
Here's the other question. It says about reducing prison numbers. I wonder if there's an army being formed. If when Galloglank changed the citizens into those...
Oh, you think they are sacrificing those people?
I think they're using prisoners to do that. But then, if the council didn't know that these documents were down here, why did Cogsworth keep it private from them? If they knew it was here, they would have simply come here. Unless they didn't have the code.
Yeah, maybe they did not know he made copies of this stuff.
So do we leave it here because we're the only ones that know the code?
I'm not too sure about that. At least one person knows the code, the one that wrote it down, the
Cogsworth?
Mr. Cogsworth. So maybe.
But then he would be able to just tell the information that it is in the documents.
We know way too little. I don't feel like the council is really telling us everything, so we should keep the documents to ourselves. Maybe we could ask them about this in an indirect way.
Could we ask the bank to change the code?
That for one, or we put it in a different deposit account.
I think it's in the most secure place. If we ask them if they can change the code first. Otherwise, yes, change it. Change the...
Yeah, let's do that. Also, we might want to update Lauren and Sylvan about this, so they can ask about the secret project. What do you think we should first ask the driver of the military guy to see if he was at the estate?
Joey, does it mention the prisons that it's the number they're trying to reduce the numbers from?
From the looks of it, it seems to be all prisons in Rossa, not just Harpington, but it was supposed to be a project that was targeting all prisons, an idea to basically reduce all numbers of prisoners.
I think we need to find out more information before we even go to the council about what we've found. And talking to the driver for a start, I think we need to look into Lord Vex, Valex, Stinky.
By him specifically, do you have a hunch?
He was the one that felt like he was holding out.
Okay.
But I also think we need to look into Baroness as well. I think we need to look into all of them.
Should. Yeah, definitely.
Before we even go to them about this. But I think the priority is, can we change the code of this area? If not, we're going to have to change the location.
Yeah. Can we ask the staff member of the bank if they can change the code for us, or can we change it ourselves?
You have to ask their permission, but they certainly can. If you just want to switch that over, you can switch it over, and I'll just say that rather than you guys writing it down and be like, me come back to you in like a month time. I'm like, what was the number? And you're like, ah. I can just say that that's fine. You can switch the code, and then you now know what the code is, so you can get access to this anytime. Are you taking everything out of the safety deposit box, or are you leaving it there?
I think now we switch the code, we should probably leave it here. It's the most heavily secured place.
I'm gonna take notes and copy the information into my notes, but we leave the original documents maybe there.
Okay. Just making a note of that. Perfect. Are you calling the others whilst they're at the council, or are you planning to go to the next place, the stables?
We should probably check they're not still inside the council when we make that call. And perhaps wait
How
for
do
them
you do that?
Did we say that we'd make contact with them, or do we wait for them to make contact with us?
I mean, you basically have a phone.
We could buzz them once and then hang up. The classic buzz and hang up.
I'm not so sure. Let's probably tell them that we got new information, and let's keep it at that.
I just don't want the council to overhear, so do the buzz once. The buzz once.
Yeah.
Ring the phone once and then hang up.
As they are talking at the moment, they say, yes, you should head to Mount Serata. There you can see astronomer Seren Veritatis, close friend of Coxworth. They should be able to tell you something about this comet of the new dawn, as well as whatever this astral hook is. And then all of a sudden, you hear like kind of like vibration inside of your bag.
I'm gonna take it out and say, I'll call you back, and hang up again. I was just my family checking up on me. She looks kind of guilty when she says it.
Right. It looks over towards the guards rather questioningly, and then there is a level of kind of tension as it looks back towards you. You're not supposed to have that in here.
Why
then-
aren't we?
I didn't know that.
No, it's not your fault. And he looks with a scowl over towards the other guards around him, look quite nervous. This is supposed to be a secure room. Secrets aren't supposed to leak out of here.
We are very, very sorry. But I assure you, you can trust us. We have nothing to hide.
No, I guarantee it. I'm very certain. After all, Captain Barnaby spoke so highly of you before he went.
Before he went
You-
where?
Yeah, he was sent over to his next piloting mission, of course. Next time you show up, we'll be sure to check and make sure you don't have anything too incriminating on you. Oh, anything that might be able to leak. Anything that we speak about. You never know who's listening with those things.
You said Barnaby was sent to another piloting mission. I think Flying Swine was the first airship. So what is he piloting?
Probably a ship.
Yes, exactly. A ship. A sailing.
Oh,
Piloting, I'm not
okay.
sure. Maybe there'll be something else out there. You catch him doing that? That was,
Can I do an insight check or something to see if he's actually being honest about the fact that it's a regular old sailing ship?
when you,
Also
I'm
trying
gonna
to
say
do
there's
this.
no, I'm gonna say there's no role necessary with this. It was fairly obvious when he went into it. It was only when you said, you mean a regular ship? He went, yes, that exactly. That was him slipping up.
This was
he
Darkfresh
said
saying that, right?
This was him saying going to the next piloting mission. You're right. There was only one
Ah.
airship. He's not telling you everything.
Well, that's obvious. He hasn't told us everything from the beginning. All
I
right.
turn to
Oh.
Lauren and I turn to you, Lauren, and say, I think we're done here, aren't we? We have told everything we know, and we have a clue where we might search for another hints.
Oh, well, yes, of course. Of course, you have been incredibly helpful. And I very much hope that you can make it to Seren Veritatis. We need to find out exactly what's going on here and ensure the safety of Rosso. Of course, as requested, please give this to your friends as well. And he hands you over the equivalent of 12 handfuls of coin. So that's 3 handfuls each. as you
I
kind of-
take 12 bags as well.
right.
12 handfuls. 1 bag and 2 handfuls would be the equivalent of it. But essentially, everyone please add 3 handfuls to your inventory, just for ease at the moment. Please, Theodore, show these all out. Thank you very much for your assistance, and we will get to the bottom of this, I'm sure. Once you've spoken to Viseran, as a matter of fact, he's going to take out his own speaking orb, and he's going to hand it over to you.
Okay.
To me? Or to
Yeah,
you?
to whomever. Let's say to you, Lauren. Like basically to the party, you're going to have a speaking orb.
I thought these weren't allowed in here.
This is my own personal speaking orb. The mages that have constructed this are using a higher level of magic. It should not be so easy to scry and be able to break and tap into the line of communication. Think of it as a secure line directly to me. And hands it over to you.
All right. Does it look any different from the other one?
It does. Rather than the others being like a bright blue orb, this one is red, and there's like it's deep red scarlet, and there are flecks of like pure black that begin to like pull out towards it every now and again, swirling inside. It does not look like one of the regular speaking orbs.
And when do you want me to use this?
Once you found out the information, rather than you coming all the way back here, I can simply speak to you, or you can speak to me. You can tell me what you have found from any distance, and I will know. I can also get a
Alright.
hold of you whenever I wish.
Mhm.
All right.
Then thank you very much, and we shall speak when we find something.
Perfect. Please see them out. You are
And-
escorted out. Yep.
As we are leaving and as the guards are leaving us, so when we are alone, I would turn to Lauren and say, "Can you show me this orb?"
What
And
orb?
the red one. So
Oh, the
the
phone.
one
Okay.
you just received.
Sure. Sure. Yeah.
And I would like to have a look at it and like try to see if it is really just a speaking orb or if it's maybe more. So I'm a little suspicious that this is maybe a magic item with which they can't hear us the whole time.
Please make a knowledge check. The DC is going to be 15, as this is a more obscure item.
+0 on that.
Can I help
This
him
is-
out?
You can, if you want to spend a hope, you can make assistance.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Then here we are. Advantage. And I want to.
Oh, that was a really good roll. 20 with fear.
I don't like all this fear we've generated today.
Looking over this item, this is not a regular speaking orb. He was not lying when he said this is created with a higher form of magic, but I'm not sure if that's what he meant with like the secure line as such. There is more than meets the eye with this speaking orb. You may not know exactly what it does, as it has not been fully identified. But you know for a fact this is not just a line of communication. There is something else that this does. There is some other purpose to it, and why you've been given it specifically. Best to go get this checked out by someone else who's more used to the arcane. Holding on to it, can I please have both Sylvain and Lauren? Actually, I'm just going to do this to you. You're going to mark a stress. As just holding on to it, I will be like, you have no idea what this does. Yeah, but you know it's not exactly what he said it was. And now it's on your person.
Great. Maybe we should just leave it somewhere. All right, well, let's go someplace where, well, I don't know if I even feel comfortable trying to call them back.
What did you say?
I don't know if I'm even comfortable giving them a call back on our phone, our orb.
I'm not
I'm
comfortable
afraid
with this.
they might listen to us.
I am so too. We should try to find a mage who can identify this. And unfortunately, we don't have paper or anything like this.
You could try the market.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Then I would point as we go to the market, and I wouldn't say anything. I would just point there and like go to the market.
Oh, yeah, we need to find that coat for Quacksworth.
Definitely, definitely.
In the meantime, let's switch back over to the other group. Are you heading to the stables? The split has gone a little bit further than I thought, but that's how it goes with Daggerheart sometimes.
I assume yes, we're heading over to.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you all see?
Yes.
Arriving at the stables, you see, first of all, for those of you that are there, I've just put the others down so they can see. You see the enormous, heavily armored and reinforced carriage that you suspect. Where's the music gone? I guess there isn't any. Let's just play this. You see, nope, I don't want that music. The enormous carriage that is heavily armored and reinforced. There is a pretty basic shack, and there is a guard waiting just at the front whose job is to watch. They look incredibly bored as they look towards the heavily reinforced carriage with multiple fineries placed inside. You hear the sound of what sounds to be an old man rambling to himself from inside the building past two double doors down here. The floor is yours. What do you do?
The others are with us now or no?
No,
Or
No.
they're,
Nope.
they're not. They're just
Okay.
there to see.
We're just
They're,
here to
they're
see.
not. You can try and call them and see what they say to see if you could meet up, because obviously you don't know about any of that happened. They said they'd call you back, and then they didn't.
I'm guessing we are just gonna have a friendly talk, so no need for the others. Soon. So I'm walking up to the guard and ask for Mr. Gamecutter.
Oh, you're looking for Billick? Oh, yeah. Jesus, it's a
Yeah,
hot day
exactly.
today. If you go around that corner, you go to those double doors, open them up, head through, and you'll make it through. You'll see Billiken there, the old bastard. He's probably rambling to himself or speaking to horses as he usually does.
Are you a big
Okay,
fan of horses?
thank you. Are you standing guard here all the time, or do you?
Yeah, it's shit, mate. It's fucking shit. All I do is I stand here looking at that all day until it's taken away by Billick. So they go for a drive, and then I still have to wait here 8 hours a day. I have to sit here watching that. Nothing happens ever. I didn't even, we're like, the airship and everything, a big crash landing. I read about like something that happened. I heard from the other guards and everything. I still had to wait here
I feel
in
you.
the
I feel
first
you,
place.
mate.
And there weren't even nothing to guard, right? Like that. You see that car there? It wasn't even here at the time. There was nothing going on, but I wanted like, oh, let's go, like do some rescue. I thought it'd be a big mission and everything. No, still just gotta wait here. Shit.
Yeah, I heard about it. Interesting. You mentioned the car wasn't here back when it happened. I guess this car is for Grimashuk. What's its name? Grimashuk.
Glick my show, but that's close. We always get
Yeah.
it wrong. No, I don't know where he goes. I don't know where he went. He's supposed to be like big thing happens. You think he'd be like here, right? Like I don't. He didn't know it was gonna happen and stuff. So, he's not omniscient or anything like that. But no, I don't know where he went. I just remain here. But if you speak to the one in there, if you speak to Billick, he might tell you. But the thing is that he's loyal as anything. He won't say much at all, but he's about 200 years old, and basically he's been a driver all his life, and he's always had this weird loyalty to anyone like he drives. He always like, oh, he's got a big thing about potatoes as well. He's really into that and vodka. He's so you can try and speaking to him like, but I don't know if you get much out of him at all. It's just those two, that fucking that Grick and that Billick, two peas in a pod, mate. Two peas in a pod. Neither of them want to say nothing.
Okay. Thank you for the information. I would like to hand him over a gold so he can get a beer after his shift for his information he's provided.
Well, no, yeah, no, cheers, mate. I really appreciate that. It's just been, I just hate this job. Like, step out to the
Can-
floor, like kick some of the dirt.
Would you happen to see if the general or officer, whatever, has carried any documents with him after he came back, or we have happened to have something on his body like that? Some papers, documents.
Oh yeah, he always tends to keep like at least a briefcase or something with him, or like some form of documents and thing. I don't know what's inside him. I don't really know what's going
Yeah.
on. I doubt if Billick has seen him either, but I know that he's always got something with him. But I don't know what's in there.
Okay. Yeah. I guess I'm gonna try my luck with game cutter. It's two people, right?
Yeah, there's two people with you. Yeah, best of luck, Nate. Best of luck. Like I said, don't start talking about potatoes. It'll talk your ear off.
Okay. You wouldn't happen to have a bottle of vodka around for him?
If I fucking would, I would have drank it already. Like, no, I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing. I'm hoping with this gold piece, I'll be able to go and get myself something at the end of my shift.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Yeah. No, you go the wrong way. Don't go the other way. On that way.
Okay. I
Up
see.
to north. Up to north. And there you see the double doors in front of you.
We're probably about to knock as soon as they are open.
Yeah, you missed the opportunity to shoot it.
I'm knocking over, and you see stepping to the light, there is a very, very, very old man who appears to be covered in armor made entirely of chicken feathers. He looks over towards you, and he's holding onto two potatoes, and says, "Welcome, welcome. My name is Billick, the driver.
This here is Matilda the horse.
Okay. Nice to meet you. I'm Phil. I have a few questions for you, if you don't mind. Let me think this through a second.
Gotta love the potatoes.
You're interested. Questions of potatoes, I understand. There are many. Did you know there are 64 types of potatoes? Not all of them ideal for the same cooking method.
Where'd
And
you
he
get
proceeds
those
to ramble on.
potatoes from?
I stole them.
Where did you steal them from?
I stole them from a wizard.
The potatoes?
Yes, these potatoes grow on trees.
Okay.
Is there lots of potatoes when you drive the carriage? Is there good potato spots?
It depends where you drive. If we're going through the fields, I could snap 2 or 3.
Do you often go through fields?
We go over hill, dale, mountains, all manner of places. I go wherever I am supposed to drive.
I heard in the estate of Mr. Cockworth there's a tree with potatoes on it. Should be a really awesome thing. Heard it's quite special.
Where on where? Sorry.
On the estate of Mr. Cockworth, the estate where you have been.
There are some few farms out there. I don't talk about the estates much.
Do they not have the best potatoes?
They have good chefs for potatoes, but not necessarily the best growers.
Why not the best growers? I feel like you would go to where the best potatoes are.
I go where I'm told to drive. What I do in my personal time is down to me.
Who grows the potatoes?
It's farmers, druids, strange wizards who wish to grow them on trees. Anyone can grow potatoes. You simply place them into the ground and then they create their more potatoes.
You mentioned they weren't the best growers. That's well, looking at potatoes and getting the best potatoes. Wondering who we should avoid when we're getting the potatoes.
Well, you avoid crows. You avoid bandits on the road trying to take them. Sometimes giants will come to try to steal your crops. I always wanted to be a potato farmer, but it wasn't the life for me. I'm too spindly. My arms are too weak to dig. And so a driver's life for me. But at least I get to see them. I reminisce about the crops when I drive over the roads. And of course, it always makes the best vodka out of potatoes as well.
I'm gonna be frank with you here. I have a rather forward question, and if you can answer that question, I would be willing to help you choose some vodka. But I am not sure if this question may be a little bit touchy subject for your employer. Are you employed by Mr. called Pigmashur directly, or are you employed by the council itself?
I am employed by Grick Mashur directly. I don't mind answering that.
Okay. How long have you been with with him and have been his driver?
Well, around about 5 years or so.
Okay.
How long has he been in the kingdom for?
Not long at all. He was originally from the Thrilian Empire, but he moved over some 2 years ago. It's not been long at all. It's very wide known. It was published quite well that he came over.
And you followed him?
I didn't follow him. I was already here as a driver. I just happened to be hired by him.
Whilst he was in the previous kingdom and this one?
I don't know what he was up to in the previous one. I'm just his driver. His business is his own. I merely take him to and from it.
And that is exactly what I am going to ask you a question about. The issue is, I don't want to intrude on his privacy, but the question is of a rather big importance to the council, and it's maybe even to the level of treason. So I would like to know if you drove him to the estate of Mr. Cockworth on the day when the airship crashed.
I want you to please make a presence check for this. The DC is going to be 14, considering that I've said before, Billick is quite loyal to his employers and will not share information so willingly. But since you've mentioned things about treason and the High Council, I've lowered it a little bit, as that was good reasoning. If you want to assist Lyra, spend a hope.
I will spend a hope to help.
So it'll be 14. Let's see what happens. Very close.
You're rolling so much fear.
That's our 5th fear.
I can do that eventually. I got plans.
I don't need much details, just the simple fact if you drove him over to that specific estate on that day.
No, no. He wasn't there on the estate that day. He was away. He was meeting, considering I want my employer to have an alibi, I can withstand that he wasn't there. He was meeting with the owner of the Blazewind Forge Works. It's something about discussing business there.
Furious typing appears. And it's all about potatoes.
Okay. Thank you very much. I would like you to keep me asking our little secret. So I have a drink on me, and I'm heading over another gold or handful of golds.
Like a double, triple, quadruple sacks of potatoes for me.
And he runs over, throws open one of the doors, and immediately jumps onto the back of the horse.
Come, Matilda, away, away.
And then begins to immediately trot off into the distance around the corner and then pedals off towards the marketplace.
Well, I guess, Lyra, we have got another point of interest. The Wind Forge.
It'd be good to know what
It's
they...
a workshop, I guess?
We'll have to find out. There's no point asking him, he's already gone.
After some potatoes, yeah. Let's find the others.
You will have heard of Blazewind Forge Works. Blazewind Forge Works is one of the largest forge works or forges in basically all of Rosso. They are capable of creating massive steel construction works. Basically, if you want something building and it's got steel or metal involved, Blazewind Forge Works are the people you go to. They make everything from swords to construction materials to anything that needs smelting in general. They build everything.
Be worth having a look into that.
Perfect. With that, is there anywhere else, anything else you want to look around, or do you want to all head over and say, like, you meet at the marketplace?
Meet
I
at the
would buy
market.
paper at the marketplace.
You can buy paper.
Okay. Should I mark a handful of gold or?
Well, let's find out, shall we? Can you all see?
Yes.
You head over to the busy marketplace. Within one of them, or I mean, obviously the market district of Harvington. Spotting each other from afar, you're able to run over to one another and recap everything that you've kind of been through and everything you have discussed. You can do so in character if you want, or you can just assume you already know anyway, considering you all heard the size of the conversation. Here,
As
there are several. Yeah, go ahead.
as soon as I see the rest of the party, I put a finger to my lips and try to show them to not tell any secrets out loud at the moment.
Um, Speaking of secrets, I think I should mark at least one more stress because I don't carry secrets well.
If that is what you choose, then that's what you get. The burden of secrets begins to weigh on your mind. And now you're in cahoots with everyone, knowing things that even the High Council may not necessarily know, but we'll find out, time will tell. For the moment, inside of the marketplace, you have the following around you. This is weapons and armor, should you wish to purchase any. This is magical equipment and items. This is general goods and services. There is a fourth here. This is consumables and potions.
I would like to buy some consumables.
I think the others wanted to go and check the magical orb out, the communication orb first.
Well, a good thing. I can show you two things at the same time. I can load this up and should be able to see. And how do I show to players? And then if I do this, can you all see Fizzbangs? That's run by Babalock.
Yes.
Should be able to see tier 1 and tier 2. Is that right?
Actually, sorry, hold on.
I just see my inventory.
If you click on where it says
Oh.
primary weapons,
Okay.
Yeah, primary weapons and armor, what they cover here, of a magical nature. Nice and easy rather than me having to describe everything on there, but it's basically the shop inventory. But should you wish to all head over, you can certainly make your way directly over here. And you can speak to Babalock over here, who is messing around with all sorts of arcane nature. As you get up close, they say the following. Yes, that's it, folks. For one time only, the scepter of Elias. This is a epic item of vast proportion that invigorates you upon use.
And for a discounted deal and offer at the moment, I also have the soft armor. Why does armor always have to be hard? You can now be defended and move silently. I have other things unavailable. Ah, yes, you all look like adventurers who are looking to spend some coin. How can Babalock and Fizzbang help you today? You were in stunned silence in front of him as he just waits for a moment.
They're all-
Well, I would be interested in this nice little, this improved little short staff that you have here. Looks like good weight.
Joey, I
That's it.
accidentally closed that, by the way. How do I open that?
That's fine, I just show it again.
Yay, thank you.
There you are. Getting hold of that. So if you want an improved short staff, the original price is 130 for it. However, you are able to barter if you have something available,
Well, I was
or if you're
gonna
able
try
to
and
convince
trade
them.
my other short staff in, kind of like a swap. If they would be able to do that, maybe they could take some off the price.
Taking hold of that, if you want to trade your original short staff in and kind of like upgrade it and like recycle it, Babalock will take that. And what I'll say with that, I will knock off. I'm going to say it's worth 30. The short staff's usually worth 40, so I take a little bit off and I'd put it down to 100. So that's basically 10 handfuls or one bag to get an improved short staff.
Bag of gold. How much do we have overall?
Overall, you've got roughly 6 handfuls all each, and inside of the party inventory, you've got one bag and one handful. So on average, we're looking at 6, 12, 18, 24, 34, 35, about 3 bags and 5 handfuls is basically what the total party inventory has, including all your
And how
personal.
much did you say 100 was?
100 is one bag or 10 handfuls.
Okay.
Or you steal it.
Not
That's
gonna
the other
steal
one.
it.
I would like to sell the ogre mask, I suppose.
Sure thing. Selling ogre musk. This is. Let me actually have a look how much the ogre musk is. The ogre musk is a consumable. It seems to be. It's an uncommon consumable with that. Yeah, I would give you. I'd give you 70 for that. So I'd give you 7 handfuls.
Okay.
Can Lyra
Sounds fair.
also sell the Ogre Musk, seeing the success of it on that one?
In that case, I'll switch it over. So, one bag and one handful. And if you want to sell the ogre musk for 70 as well, let me switch it for Lyra. So, in your inventory, have you already added them? The 7?
I haven't.
Okay, then let me do it for you now. You now have one bag and 6 handfuls. So, one bag and 6 handfuls is equal to basically 160 coins. So, let me just do that
So
for you.
I would also sell this.
I would as well. I could trade the musk and my old short staff for an improved short staff.
Let me just convert it, Sylvain, selling the ogre musk as well. Just make sure you deleted it from your thing. And I've just converted all your stuff to coins. And then Lauren, you're selling that, so that means it's going to go to 4. So that's going to be 140 from you. And you're selling the short staff, so let me delete that for you. And if you now go, if Lauren, you go into Fizzbang's Most Finest, and let me see if
Oh,
I can
you converted
sell
the
that.
ogre musk, correct? So I should delete that.
Yeah, everyone delete your ogre mask. If everyone's deleting that, everyone deletes that. And it was the dual staff you wanted, the improved one.
The improved short staff, yes.
Sure. I think you can basically click on it. You should be able to just sell it now. Or if you buy onto it, does it work? If you hit the... I'm not sure what your option looks like.
I'm not sure what. Oh, look. Store item. Compare with equipped. Okay. Buying.
Does it say haggle?
It says your offer coins, yes.
Offer 100. Because then that would be your haggling, because you reduced it down and obviously you handed in the old one.
And you just gave me the gold for the ogre musk. Is that what you did?
Yeah, I've already put it in there for you. So you've got
Perfect.
140 coins. Yeah, and then it shows it for me, and then you can say counter offer, or you can just accept it. I hit accept. And now you've got it in your inventory. God, I love Foundry.
Yay! And I can equip it. Cool.
Exactly. That's it. Perfect. That's one of them taken out. You've now got yourself an item from Babalox's bow. If anyone wants the other stuff, I think you're able to see. Are you able to see? There's a drop-down box at the top that says Fizz Bangs, and you'll see there's Stoneblade, Lockwalk concoctions, and Sneezes goods and services. If you can't see that, then allow me to show you. Okay, yeah, that's probably why. So if I do show, there's the Stoneblade. And there's just some shopping for you guys if you want to grab anything in particular. I don't know if there's that delete the previous one, or does it show you a separate window?
It just went to the new.
Okay, it just goes to the new one. All right, then we'll take it in order. In that case, let's just stick with the existing one. We'll stick with Fizz Bangs, and we'll move over as you go from shop to shop. I will keep it there. You can keep that open or closed. You can double click on the top of it to close it down if you wish.
Is
Perfect. So you bought some stuff. Is there anything else you want to do with Babylon Fizz Bang?
could Lyra do a? Because that silk lined vestments, I think, would be good with the evasion on that.
The regular one is 70. Are you looking for the greater one or regular?
Regular. I would not be able to buy this the greater one.
Regular one. You can make an offer should you so wish, or you can just do the 70 and buy it outright.
Can she do an offer for that? Trying to think. For selling that would be 50. She would offer to pay for it for 55. I'm not going.
Preferential treatment. Make a presence roll and see if you get it.
Presence is
If
not
not,
my.
they're not going to be happy.
Oh, hold on.
The DC is 12.
It's just a duality presence, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm going to use a hope to use frugal on top of that.
Yeah, I'd say that sounds like it helps. That works.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Nope.
That does not work at all. And because of run around, I'm also gonna say, as you basically going back and forth, Babylon begins to get angrier and angrier, and you see people begin to like draw attention towards you. I'm gonna spend a fear to do this, and I'm gonna cause some stress damage to you. I'm actually going to add an extra 1 to it and give you 2 points of stress as you end up causing the crowd as Babylog begins to get more and more enraged, saying, "Why are you just wasting my time with all of this? No, the price is the price." Mark, 2 stress.
I have. That's just gonna do it for Lyra. She's gonna literally just shoot up into the air and not go and find somewhere to hide because no, that is not what she wants.
And just flies directly up away from everyone else in Babylon. He says, "You come back, little fairy."
She's gonna like hover over towards where these trees are and just get away as far as she can.
Sure thing. What's everyone else doing?
I would ask the shopkeeper if he. I mean, it's not on his list, so I assume he has not. But I would ask him if he has an improved scimitar or an improved mage rope lying somewhere around.
Oh yeah, you should have the improved mage armor as well. Have you got, what's your thing? Loadout, features, inventory, mage robes. Yeah, improved mage robes. Let me have a look.
Wouldn't that be the greater studded? Or studded robes?
I believe the greatest studded.
Is for 3?
320, yeah. Tier 2 is expensive, but as you do tier 2 quests, you do get more stuff. Let me find if I've got the mage robes on here. If not, I'll just make them. Items, armors. Weird, I must have made them. I don't have them on here. Let me get them.
By the way, Quacksworth is just going to be now quacking at this this guy for causing his free meal ticket to fly off.
Continue to quack at him. You are, I mean, it did drive much of the scene, but then you are infuriating them more and more and more.
Oh,
I'm
Lyra
just
can't
grabbing
see
the
that now.
mage.
She's off 20 foot in the air somewhere over there.
Grabbing hold of the armor. Let me have a look at this improved armor. Yeah, improved mage robes. Right, so that's going to be a 615, and that's going to go into enchanted. And you get a bonus to your equal to your trait, so it just improves it a little bit. 80 goes over to there, so I'll just say it will be 150 for them.
150.
150.
How much do I have?
You've got 90.
90.
I mean, you've got an extra 100 in the party inventory, or 110.
I think we should use that for potions. But that's...
I think so too. But I think I did. No, I did not wrote down the 3 handfuls which we received from Darkfresh.
Ah, okay. In that case, you're at 120.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I wrote them down on my character sheet on Demiplane. I forgot to wrote them down here. So 120, 150. I would say, how much would you give me for my old robe?
30.
30. Okay. I will hand them the rope. And this will make exactly with my gold 150. And I would say, well, quite expensive, but I hope it will help.
Upgrading yourself, let me switch over the mage robes for you. So with the improved one, it goes from that
Thank
to
you.
6 to 15, but then you add the extra bit, which is your
Presence
equal to your
modifiers.
spellcaster trait, which is plus
True.
3. So it goes to
And
9 to 18.
And I add +2 to the thresholds from the fighting cloak from the secondary weapon. The secondary weapon has a feature on it. So it should be 11 and 20.
11 and 20. And the base score, I believe, is improved as well, over to 3.
But I think level 2 increased the threshold as well. I don't
Yep.
know if Foundry does it automatically.
No, I got it for you. 11 and 20. There you are.
Okay.
Improved mage robes. So that has done that for you. You're at 13 and 22. Because of your level is added to that.
Oh yeah.
Excellent. Let me take away the 120. So that means you're out
Yeah.
of money, basically, at this point.
Yes.
Do they also have improved brigandine armor?
So improved brigandine armor is going to be on not this one, but I believe Stoneblade has it. So if I load these up and then I show you Stoneblade, and you hit on to tier 2 under armor, you can see greater brigandine vest is 180.
It does not have the same feature as an open fear, but I suppose.
Oh, I
should
can
have, like-
edit. It is blind, Marcus rest negate minor damage. And this one says, oh, yeah, okay. Ignore, I can remove that. So the one you've got there, I'll basically just be upgrading the one you got onto that bit. So we'll have that ability.
Might we sell the piercing arrows from the party inventory? If nobody needs arrows.
Lyra's a ranger.
I think there's a lot with the shopping. I may need to give you a bit of time for it. So we'll come back over to the shopping and I'm going to put everything into the chat so you can see what to go for. And I'll give you all your gold values and everything as well. Just because it's like you need to deliberate and take some time over it about how to spend your coin. As you are all you're away at the moment, can I get, as you're in the middle of trying to buy everything at the moment, can I have Can I please have Phil, as you're deliberating, trying to figure out what to buy exactly as you're mulling over the goods, can you please make an instinct roll for me?
Reaction or flat?
It's going to be a regular one. 11 with hope. The DC was going to be 12 for. No, it won't. It'll be 11. That's right. You actually make it. You see that behind you, as you're trying to look over for things at the moment, you managed to spot that reaching into your bag and then pulling out a sack full of coins, around about 50 or 5 handfuls or so, is suddenly you just see a rogue's hand behind you, who immediately begins to try and dash and run away from you.
Okay.
As you have got a hope with that you were able to get before, you get to make an action to them as they're going to run away from you. What do you do?
I would like to use my long tongue to kind of catch them, if that's doable. I don't know, or
Yeah.
do you want me to go for an attack?
No, you can do whatever you want, Daggerheart. You can literally do anything you want. You notice as they go to like sprint away, you fire your tongue out towards them. Go for it. See if you hit.
Probably. Let's do it right. No, is it finesse weapon? Not so sure about this. It's a finesse weapon.
That is going to do it. Rushing over to them, that is going to do it. You managed to hit. Please roll for your damage, and then.
Oh,
That is
18 points. That is a lot of damage. Already taking severe damage. You hit the thief, and they are getting knocked down. As you take the tongue, you manage to like pull them back slightly, also ripping and damaging one of their legs, but they're able to get up. And I'm going to mark a fear with this in order to take their turn. And they are going to try
no
and
stealing from me.
They're going to try and sprint away from you as fast as they can. Getting to this point, some of the guards around are beginning to notice, and then I am going to mark one more fear to activate to get them basically to run over to this point here, as they seem to be rushing off towards an alleyway. What do you all do? The spotlight can go to someone else.
I'm gonna take my rifle and shoot him in the back.
Yes, well, yep, you can take the rifle if no one else wants to take the spotlight. You rush over and go to take a shot towards them.
I'm not rushing exactly after him. I'm gonna follow him, but primarily to keep the rifle or keep a clear shot on him available. And I'm gonna mark stress for the use of reckless, which is gives me advantage on the weapon.
That's going to do it. 24 with hope.
And
that tongue did so much damage after dislocating their knee, and they're able to like pull themselves off, and they try to run away with your coin. Rushing over towards an alleyway, they barely get away from you before you take out your rifle, aim directly towards them, and fire a shot, shooting. Well, roll for your damage, dealing 8 points of damage to them, and you end up shooting them directly through the heart as they basically push onto the side and then spilling gold and coin to the floor. They splash down, throwing the coin everywhere. I'm gonna have mark another stress, not a stress, a mark of fear. As after that, you see a crowd begin to immediately rush over to scramble towards all of the coin. Seeing that as drop down here, and as you see this happening, and you go to rush over to grab your own coin, that is where we're going to end tonight's session. Just so I can catch up with all of the. I can send you all the market stuff because I think it's a bit overwhelming with all me showing you shop after shop after shop. It's a bit much. So rather than that, I'll show you them through the Discord, and you can decide and deliberate elsewhere other than having to go through it again and again. Let me go to this. Let me go to this.
One thing or one clarification. As we met all together on the marketplace, I don't know if it was recognized, but Sylvain tried to convince the group to not tell what they learned at the bank. Because we
Yes.
don't know if this magic item we have is something like
Ugh.
yeah. Yeah.
Yes, you're right. I did say when you met up, it was like you can either do the role play and be like, here's what you had. But I said basically, as you essentially heard everything with each other, you kind of know what's up with one another.
Mhm.
Perfect. So, what has happened on this session? Well, there's been some covert action. There's been a little bit of sneakiness going on from both the council, whatever Cogsworth has been doing, some investigation into Cogsworth's place, finding out about the Comet of the New Dawn, learning about a new location that you need to get to in order to find out about the comet. Something going on with not only the Tiefling Lord himself, but also something going on with the military leader, whatever they were doing and where they were going during what was happening with the flying swine. What will happen? Will you find any more information about it? Will you start journeying to Mount Serata and going to the observatory? Will everything be okay there? Will you learn about the comet? Will you manage to find out what this mysterious orb that you've been given is going to be doing or side effects of it? We'll find out next time. Is everybody available next week? I've got
Yes.
your
Yes.
thing put into here anyway. Yeah. Next time, we'll find out what happens inside of the adventure, and we'll find out what happens more inside of Harlington. Shall we? Excellent. Let me start taking screenshots. I didn't mean to show you that. Let me screenshot things.
Maybe a
In the
question for
meantime,
the others. Are you fine with me taking some coin from the party to cover maybe the stretch of money I maybe need?
I will show you how
What do
much
you want
you've got in there. Where should we do it? Create a thread called shops. I think they were asking what weapon or what you're looking to buy specifically. No? Hello?
Hello.
I think you're asking what you're looking to get specifically. I will show you what, like, how much inventory you've got.
Maybe some stamina potion or something in that direction, and if we can afford it, a better armor or improved armor.
Sure, let me show you everything that you got in here. And if you wanted paper, you can get that. There's also something called fire paper in here, which you can see. Again, there's
If
a lot
we
of
want
items. This is
paper,
why. Go
if we
ahead.
want paper, we have to pay it from the party inventory because I am out of coin completely.
Oh, Lyra's not shopping anymore. She's done with shopping. She's not coming down.
And
Do you all have still some mana or health potions?
Lyra's got 1 stamina potion.
I do
I
not
have
have any
1
potion
health.
on me.
I have 1 health, but I need to pick up some stamina.
I had to use my one and only health potion directly in the first fight.
So we should probably pick some up.
I know she's not around the group, but I would ask if it's okay if we keep the arrows, because Lyra can use those.
Yeah, sure. I was just not sure.
obviously that is a whole bunch of stuff. trying to see if I can show you multiple shops. Ah, this might be something. So if I did... Oh, I think it's like one at a time sort of thing. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of different ones with this. If you're looking for... Everything is in the chat already. But here's one, like, just for like the potions and everything, that you can quickly look at that one. But in the meantime, you can deliberate and see like what did you want to get. I think I kind of overestimated like how much information I was throwing at you all at once. So it's good to kind of like take a kind of a break from it, but like here's all the stuff you can get, and now I'll know for next time. I'm just going to present you with one shop at certain places that's got a mixture of everything, rather than me doing 4 different shops. It's smarter to just be like, here's one person who sells a bunch of these things. They sell a mixture of this and that. So I'll know that for next time. I think I was so I wanted to use this shop mechanic so badly. I was like, I'm going to make loads of different shops, but now I'm learning that this is a bad idea. I'm just going to do one shop that has a bunch of things per town, likely. Perfect.
Could you also
Alrighty.
post
Yes,
the conversion ratio for the gold from the party inventory?
absolutely. So 1 handful equals 10 coins. 1 bag equals 100 coins. 1 chest equals 1,000 coins. Perfect. Excellent. Is there? I will give the recap for last week, and I also have the recap for this session for this week as well posted in there, and I'll see if I can get some edited clips as well. But I keep stacking that up. I'm trying to get a hold of an editor. Trying to hire a friend to do it, but they don't seem to respond to me at all anymore for some reason. Don't know what I've said or done, but apparently they're just not interested, or they won't even tell me if they're not interested. If you have anyone who wants to do a little bit of editing work, for making some short clips, reviewing long footage, and then creating some shorts out of it, let me know if you do know anyone. I haven't got mega money, but I'm willing to like negotiate with rates. If you know anyone who'd be interested, do give them my details. Until then, though, I hope you've enjoyed the adventure. I didn't want every session to be like combat, combat, combat. Obviously, how it goes. I wanted to be a bit more drama and mystery focused as well, showing that we can do that. So we'll find out what happens next time. If there'll be more of one, if there'll be more of the other, we will find out. I will see you all next time. I hope your week isn't too difficult, and I got to get ready for a wedding. I will see you all next week. Goodbye,
Everybody
everybody.
have a
See
good week.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Have a
Bye
nice
bye.
week. Bye.
Well, thank you very much for those who popped along, who were here. Thank you very much for being here. It was good. Thank you very much for just staying and chatting, and this happens every week at this time at 2 p.m. EST or 7 p.m. BST. Feel free to come along, have a chat. come and watch. I will post up her journal in my Discord.
I need to figure that one out, but I will do that. And yeah, I hope you all had a wonderful, wonderful evening. And I will see you all next week. Bye-bye. Let's find some